Well, welcome back at Eastcast. I'm Hesco, that's James, and we're back here with Redcoat.
That's it.
Fucking making an appearance.
Yep, this is the second one, right?
Second one, bro. We're just bullshitting, man.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We do that anyway, so.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Been fucking spending all that time in the fucking saved it. The fucking hospital and all that bullshit. What? I turn you on?
I was envious of the bottle for a bit, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Don't
Good.
do that shit to me.
No Diddy. That motherfucking ruined bromances for everyone, bro.
That's not a bromance.
Motherfucker ruined bromances for everyone, bro. You can't hug your boy with your shirt off no more. That's fucking done and over with, bro. You can't hang out at the pool with the boys. That's done. It's
true.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
I mean, the whole thing's diabolical, let's face it.
You gotta wait 10 years before you fucking hang out with your boys in a jacuzzi or some bullshit. That's like, you gotta wait till the comparisons fucking just fade away, bro. That fucking guy, he fucked everyone, not just the people that he actually fucked. He fucked everybody around, anybody.
This is like something like 130 celebrities are like on the.
Bro, he's got like 125 freaking people have come forward.
Yeah.
I think so far they like stacked like 25 charges additional to the whatever came out of the indictment. It's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Apparently, he's super ecstatic about testifying.
Oh, he's wanting to make a show of it.
He's about to throw a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that since all that came out, a lot of celebrities have gotten a lot quieter on the political scene? A lot quieter.
Social medias have been shut down. Entire fucking histories have been deleted.
I haven't heard shit from Oprah since that freaking Kamala interview.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, that Kamala interview was fucking terrible.
No, it was an abortion.
That was no pun intended. that was just flat out horrible. But I mean, there's been, I don't know how many celebrities just fucking flat out deleted their freaking their Twitter histories and all this other shit. And then what else came out? Apparently, so the bodyguards are talking, the lawyer was talking, and apparently his lawyer saying that, it's going to be a bombshell when we start talking about, because apparently fucking Barack Obama's in the middle of all that too.
You don't fucking say.
Doesn't surprise me at all. Friggin'.
I mean, it's typical. I mean, Clinton's was in the middle of Epstein stuff, and he ain't seen a day in court.
No, he won't.
The dude went over 26 times verified on the Lolita Express.
A painting of him. In the fucking place.
Yeah. In
the blue dress.
Yeah. And nobody's pulled him in for questioning. Nobody's no. Fuck no.
Nobody wants to commit suicide, man.
Hell no. Hell no. I mean, it's
still one of my favorite suicide stories. That dude that hung himself and shot himself
in the chest with a shotgun. Shot himself first.
Get the fuck out of here.
Then hung himself. Then transported himself to a tree within a tree, right?
Something like that, yeah.
It's like a tree on a field.
Yeah, he shot himself and then he put the rope up and hung himself and
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And
self-inflicted. Okay.
I
bet because he talked.
Yeah.
He
was about to talk.
He certainly did that to himself.
Yeah. I mean, good grief, man. I mean.
And you know what? We're never going to see the Epstein list. No. We'll see the P-Diddy list all freaking day, but we ain't seeing no Epstein list.
I doubt we'll see the P-Diddy list.
I doubt we'll see it.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, though.
I doubt we'll see it. That'll be a closed hearing or some bullshit. And apparently, a bunch of the videos leaked, and they're up for sale, like in these fucking websites, and all these people are buying them. The video that has Barack Obama's out circulating. Some of the people that bought it are using it for ransom on some of the actors in the video.
And they'll pay.
Yeah. Another thing that's happened is that actors are being contacted left and right to authenticate the identities on the videos. Because it's like what I was telling my old lady. I was like, look, you can. It's like this process can take forever.
Yeah.
Because you gotta forensically authenticate the person you got on the video. Because you can have somebody that looks like, just for sake of the argument, looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta depending on the quality of the video, you may have to actually bring somebody that can fucking identify this dude and be like, yeah, for sure that's Leonardo. Oh, they gotta go through forensic photo comparisons.
I mean, that's all about liability, so they don't get sued if they're wrong.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, imagine that some fucking dude that if you got one of those. Now, there's some of those celebrities that it's unmistakable who the fuck they are. But if you got one of those everyday faces, and you just happen to be famous, and they throw your fucking name on the bus you were nowhere near.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. Like some of the guys that know me also know me by my other alias, Tito Miami. Tito Miami is a apparent fucking mega drug dealer from somewhere, possibly Miami, that looks like me. And I went to a freaking specific nightclub in Puerto Rico, and I was greeted as Tito Miami, given VIP treatment. And
I'm sure you just rolled with that shit.
Oh, fuck yeah. All my boys were like, what the fuck? It's like, hey, Mr. Hey, Tito Miami. I'm like, what the fuck? It was weird as shit. I was like, bro, we need to get the fuck out of here. I don't know what this Tito Miami dude's done or
that motherfucker turns up and you're there.
I don't know what this dude's done or who's looking for him or what. I was like, well, you need to get the fuck out of here. So, but yeah, it's got a couple bottles out of it before I bounced. But I mean, and I wouldn't dress that good either. I don't know. I don't understand. I guess when you get to that level, it don't matter. But that's what I mean. You got to forensically go through the process and identify these celebs and actually make sure you got who you got. But other than that, I mean, did you guys get to watch the debate?
No, I didn't.
The vice president's
debate? No. I seen highlights online. I
kind of watched it. He seemed to balance out Trump a bit. Maybe that's what they were going for, because Trump is all in your face and all that kind of stuff. Vance kind of came off like a perfectly reasonable dude in that, I was expecting a little shit talking. I mean, after all, he was a Marine,
So I think I saw the whole thing, and I've seen it 3 times now. I think one thing that he did that was, how debates is what I've told James. The Democrats, all they need is that one soundbite.
Oh yeah,
that they could just fucking put a saddle on and just ride to the sunset.
Yeah, and you'll see it every 5 minutes.
Yeah, one gotcha moment that they'll fucking run they'll run it to the damn wheels fall off. Yeah. So, because that's how they are. They ain't got nothing. There's nothing else supporting their platform. No empirical data. There's nothing that backs up their claims for anything. It's fucking disastrous. But they get that one aha and they catch you slipping. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll run with on all the major networks till the fucking votes are in. But J.D. Vance did something unique in that he didn't get the sound bite, but he got the look. Because he looked at the camera when the other dude was talking, like... like, you see fucking Uncle Fester over there freaking talking, and it's a bunch of bullshit. He'll look at the camera like... Nigga, please. Like, he gave him that look like y'all listening to this fucking load of bullshit?
The thing that jumped out at me was right at the freaking beginning.
I gotta stop you. You can edit this out later, bro. You've got to do so. It's your mustache.
What?
You got something in there.
It's probably foam from that.
It's good now. It wasn't. Well, maybe foam or food or something. I have no idea.
I had black foam.
Okay. It's gone now. You're good.
Yeah, I had like a piece of black foam that was stuck to this damn computer.
It wasn't black foam. It was white, whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't Oh, well.
Sorry.
Well, anyway.
Anywho.
But yeah, right at the freaking beginning, like literally the very start when Walt started talking, he looked nervous as crap. You know, like he was visibly...
Walls or Vance?
Walls.
I
Like,
imagine so.
he was not ready at all. You could tell by the way he was.
I have no idea what his campaign was like when he was in Minnesota running for governorship, but
Who knows? But
I mean, he's never been heard of before he was picked for VP.
Oh no, I had never heard of him.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was, as the governor of Minnesota, he's responsible for the destruction of that state from what it was to what it is now. I mean, he's...
yeah, but I didn't know his name.
He's responsible for millions of dollars of property damage because he failed to enforce policies that would keep fucking people from burning the cities down, especially Minneapolis. He's also responsible for losing the police precinct after George Floyd riots. He's also responsible for judging fucking Chauvin, judging him guilty before even getting into the damn trial and pushing the agenda that dude needed to go to jail. When in fact, more video evidence from other body camera angles that were excluded from the court case actually came out last week that shows freaking George Floyd with clear fucking pills in his mouth, which were later identified by the freaking medical examiner as freaking fentanyl-laced pills, and he had enough fentanyl in his system to kill freaking 5-6 people. So it's just one of those things that Jeff Chauvin is technically an innocent man in jail that had to be imprisoned, so that particular group of people would be satisfied with some kind of retribution. But the guy killed himself. I mean, another body camera angle shows that his knee wasn't in fact on his neck. It was actually on his upper back. And it was excluded from the trial. It was, it all came out of discovery, but they didn't want to include it because it was damning to the prosecution's case. And they ended up freaking hanging that dude out to dry. And Jeff Chauvin basically lost his whole life, his family, his existence. Now, we can argue as former cops and stuff like that, we can argue whether he could have done better. And yeah, we can absolutely there's not a cop in the world, I wouldn't say the world, because I've seen some pretty crazy cop stuff, but there's not cops, at least in my circle of friends, that would look at that particular case from any angle and go like, he could have done better. What better? What measure? We would have had to been there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has an opinion anyway.
We would have had to been there. We could criticize it, but we would have had to, for one, been there, and we would have needed more familiarity with the police force and everybody that surrounded him on that shift that day. Yeah. And for what I haven't understood, he had like a bunch of rookies on the ground that day. Most of the people that were holding almost everybody except for one other guy that was holding perimeter while they were waiting on the EMS people were rookies. So another thing is that EMS got lost on the way.
Yeah.
And that audio from that body cam of EMS admitting to us, like, man, this is on us, man. This is on us. I'm sorry, man. This is on us. They got lost on the way, so they were delayed. And it's quite possible that none of that would have happened if EMS would have made it on time, or George Floyd wouldn't have been such a huge piece of shit like he's always been. Yeah. So, because he's a career douchebag. So, and now he's got statues.
Yeah.
Is there a statue of Rumachet anywhere?
No, he's still alive.
Right? So. Yeah, but
any Medal of Honor recipient.
I mean, semantics aside, but any Medal of Honor recipient that you know of? Is there any bronze statue? No, right? The statue of George Floyd in places.
So not a one.
I'm just saying.
Of Revolutionary War vets, but nothing recent.
Yeah. I mean, nothing recent. I mean, you would have to go back to. I mean, hell, is there a statue of John Basilone anywhere? Dan Day. Chesty Puller?
Yeah, Chesty Puller. There's a couple of busts. But maybe not a statue.
But you see what I mean? Like there's people in history that have done some major freaking contributions,
right?
And some major sacrifices for their friends and family or for those that surround them.
There's only just recently a statue of Martin Luther King.
Right?
That's true. Just recently.
Right? Just recently. And it's just, I mean, it's bonkers to me.
Yeah.
That's bonkers to me. What people choose to idolize,
Yeah.
and that's insane to me. Like, I get if a sports team puts a statue of the best player they've ever had in front of their stadium. I get that. That's different, but because that's exclusive to that thing.
Or the gym out in California has
But-
a statue of Arnold Schwarzenegger in front of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got
The gym
you
that
know,
kicked him out.
yeah, well,
You remember that?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. So, but you got like Michael Jordan in Chicago. You got
Yeah.
freaking Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal's got a statue, Kobe. All these people. But that makes sense in that genre.
Right.
But when you got people that have contributed, they've done heroic things for God and country and their friends, and been good people. Serving members of society, and no.
Yeah.
George Floyd, though, yeah, career criminal.
Yeah.
Overdosed on fentanyl. Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
While he was being arrested by police, and apparently.
While he's being arrested by police for freaking apparently trying to freaking pass freaking counterfeit freaking money, and then try to avoid a search of his vehicle by swallowing a bunch of fucking fentanyl pills. So things that we idolize. That's why this fucking Diddy thing is so fucking massive. This guy got keys to the city just the other day. Mayor Adams gave him the key to the city, and basically a king of New York. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Your 50 Cent's been making fun of him forever.
Oh yeah. Him and what was it? Cat
Williams.
Cat Williams. He's been talking all that smack too.
Well, Cat Williams said it in the beginning of this year when he did that podcast with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay. And I saw that podcast. I was subscribed to that. I followed Shannon Sharp when he played football back when I followed football. So they that podcast got like 5 million views or some insane shit. And he said all kinds of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
And he called it. He'd been calling it.
Yeah, and those video clips have been doing the rounds now. You can't go on social media without seeing one of them.
They're fucking prophetic, bro. Prophetic. I mean, I wouldn't say prophetic because he actually gathered intel, and people come up to him and give him information. Like, hey, and not to mention that he's done U-turns on some of those parties. Like, he talks on one of those specials that he went to one of those parties. I was like, is that two niggas kissing?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm out of here.
That was actually back in the day. That was like 2004. He said that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was back in the perm and pimp outfit days. So yeah, I think that was in Atlanta, as a matter of fact, when he did that special.
Yeah.
And back then he was talking about it.
Yep.
Fucking the latest one to open his mouth was apparently Denzel Washington. So.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know that
Denzel
one.
Washington had like an exorcist moment in one of those parties where he's very religious, and when he got there, I guess he started seeing some of the things that he started to see, and he started yelling that the devil's here. This is insane. That's like, the devil's in this party. Let's get the fuck out of here. And he started telling actors that y'all need to get out of here. I was like, Satan's in this house. Let's get out of here. And grabbed his wife and bounced. And
Denzel's big enough that he doesn't need P-Diddy at all.
no.
Some of them lower level friggin' celebrities, some
the
people
thing
will do anything to be famous, man.
That was the whole point to all of it. I mean, a lot of these guys.
It's about control.
Yeah, well, I mean, these guys were like up and coming. I mean, the biggest story right now, at least what's going on online, is the relationship between P-Diddy and Justin Bieber. So, I mean, Justin Bieber was what, 13, 13
something like that.
years old when he made it big in Canada. He came down from Canada and then got that celebrity status, and who scooped him up?
Yeah.
Fucking P-Diddy. Kept it in the fucking party. So Justin Bieber made a song about it where, like, I don't remember the words of the song, but he's talking
please
about...
don't sing it.
You're talking to the wrong fucking person. Attempting to sing a song.
That'd be traumatic, man.
I know, which is why it's not going to happen. So, but the lyrics to the song is like he's at a Diddy party for money and fame. Didn't know it go like that, and he sold his soul.
Yeah.
yeah, that's bonkers, man. It's bad when like several of the artists that were deeply involved with P. Diddy now sing gospel music.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like there's like that's a legit come to Jesus. You know what I mean? Like they saw something that was like,
And that's the thing. There's rumors. I've been reading crap about this just here and there. That there were rituals going on at the Diddy parties, especially the after parties, the sex parties, the freak offs. Like there were rituals going down. They thought it was like playing on satanic rituals. No, they're probably legit satanic rituals.
no,
Who knows? Yeah.
no, they're probably legit. Thing is that we've lost a lot of people have lost that sixth sense that makes the hairs on the back stand up.
Well, you guys remember the awareness. We've been talking about this
That
since
awareness.
like the beginning of our podcast. Like what's going to happen when the snapback from all this transsexual bullshit?
All the
There's only one thing that can snap a civilization back from this kind of warped ideology, this kind of warped sense of groups belonging, and that's religion. That's a theocracy. When you let religion take control of the society again and take control of the governance, you're gonna have a theocracy, and this shit's gonna be fucking banned, and you're gonna have laws put in place to where it's protecting the religion and the society as a whole. But it's not good.
no.
No theocracy has ever been a good place to live throughout history. It's been good for a few people, but it's been bad for most. So
Yeah.
it's lost some lights.
should turn it back on again. There'll be no difference on the screen. Just hit the click again. I had to restart this computer. It's not cooperating with me.
Oh.
But
But I mean, we've said that earlier on.
yeah,
the
that
podcast
theological
about
snapback is coming, bro.
It's the only thing. And the thing is, if you look at a lot of the shit that's going on online, what's getting clicks, what's getting interactions, a lot of it's biblical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it, like some of the biblical stuff that you see on stream feeds and like YouTube shorts and whatever, it's getting millions and millions.
Well, it's
of likes and comments and shares.
A lot of it is the similarities between some of the scripture that alludes to the end of days and our current times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a symptom of people imitating what they have read, like society's just like hive minding, like this is in the book, so it must be so.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Or if it's like legit foretold, like that. But I mean, we got some situations right now, and I forget. I don't know if it's. I don't know what book was it. If it was. I don't know if it was Ezekiel or where it talks about Israel being surrounded by enemies on all sides and fucking close to Armageddon. Probably, yeah. Or Genesis.
What's the end book? Shit,
So-
I don't know the Bible.
Don't look
So-
at me, man.
The last book in the New Testament.
I don't know.
So it was Revelations.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
word I was looking for,
Revelations.
Revelations.
So it's either in Revelations or Book of Genesis or Ezekiel. I don't know which one, but there's a lot of similarities. Zechariah, that's one of them too. But there's a lot of similarities, and I don't know. I don't know if people are just kind of holding on to that and going like, "Oh fuck."
No, that's in several places.
Yeah.
Zechariah, Psalms 83, Judges 4 and 5. So describes when all nations of the world will gather against Jerusalem. The Lord will make the nations drunk with the wine of his anger and will fill their horses with panic.
Mm-hmm.
Psalm listing the enemies, the Edomites, the Ishmaelites, the Moabites. A lot of people don't exist anymore. Judges. God miraculously destroys Israel's enemies at Medigo.
Mm-hmm.
That's my phone is sitting over there. Yeah, it's several times in the Bible. Luke 21 in the New Testament. What did Luke say? when you see Jerusalem surrounded by enemies, then know that its desolation has come near. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let those who are inside the city depart, and let not those who are out in the country enter it, for these are days of vengeance to fulfill all that is written.
Yep. That major war we got brewing in the Middle East again. Actually, not brewing. It's already kicked off.
It's already on.
It's already kicked off.
They've attacked each other several times.
Yeah, no. They got troops on the ground.
Yeah, Israel is.
Israel invaded
Most of their
Lebanon.
tank units are. Did they move now?
Yeah, invaded Lebanon.
Oh, okay.
They're on the ground.
I haven't been able to pay attention.
Yeah, that was a few days ago.
A few days ago.
Did they actually move? They actually moved their ground forces into Lebanon?
Mm-hmm.
No shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I remember seeing the tanks staged. It's like, I know what that looks like.
And they're getting smacked around.
The
Yeah.
Israelis?
Yeah, that entire area, freaking Hezbollah, freaking dug in pretty freaking hard, and it looks like they've gone for, from what I understand, like this different phase line freaking defense. They'll hold the line and then back up to the next defensive line and back up to the next defensive
But they're
line.
making them pay for every inch.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Their losses are in the hundreds, close to and climbing.
What was it?
They
That
losing
one?
tanks or just people?
Everybody. They're losing people left and right. They're not going to advertise a lot of that.
Of course.
But they're
Was that
losing.
one report the other day? Freaking that one group, one of the special forces groups got ambushed and freaking they lost like
Israeli
8 guys in one foul swoop.
The Israeli Special Operations Group apparently that went down there freaking took some heavy casualties initially. Took so many initial casualties that their initial objectives weren't even accomplished before they had to send a full force. So
It's pretty rough.
So it's tough sledding for them over there, but I mean,
you know the IDF, you know they're gonna freaking pull it off, because they're pretty hard, man.
I mean, it's not for me. It's you need numbers. Like you could be hard as woodpecker lips, man. But
the thing is, what's happened? Like every time an Islamic country has gone to war, pretty much with anybody, other Islamists from other countries go to help. Happened in Iraq.
Oh yeah, freaking we saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were coming over from Syria and all kinds of places.
Chechnya.
Your Chechens. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, like when I was in Iraq, when I was fighting in Fallujah, we saw Chechens. Mm-hmm. We had no idea who they were. We saw uniforms on the other side of the river. It was like, we thought they were allies. Nope. Chechens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite the conundrum they find themselves in, and then they conducted some kind of airstrike on a Russian held airfield in Syria.
Yeah, that was like yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And so now the Russians are telling them to fucking cut it the fuck out, but then the Ukrainians hit the nuclear facility in Kursk, and apparently there's no nuclear leakage or whatever, but they knocked that thing out of commission, and it's full spectrum all around. Like everybody's like, so World War III started already. It's just you can call it whatever you want to call it, but because normally until the United States doesn't freaking get in there, they don't. We're the ones that name the wars.
Yeah.
So that's how egotistical we are about this shit. Like we'll if we haven't put a name to it, then it's not there yet. But 101st is deploying. If they haven't left already, they're about to.
What I heard about the news about the hurricane that went through 82nd Airborne, 101st Airborne, fucking any unit in that area that have family in that area, like they've all been denied leave because they're prepping to go to Israel. They've been denied leave to go help their families because
they're usually
thinking orders are about to come down for Israel.
They're usually the QRF for most
especially.
Well, the 82nd. So explaining a little bit about the 82nd is what I'm most intimately familiar with. Is they have different defense readiness force status, and they're not all necessarily for international assistance. They're also for domestic response. So if if people were denied leave, that's most likely because another unit is going to take over the mantle of assisting domestically. So you don't need to go there because your brigade is deploying for an actual deployment. But DRF-1 is not deploying because DRF-1 is rigged to jump. So DRF-1 has all their stuff, the heavy drop rig buildings and everything sitting next to the green ramp ready to go in case they get a call for either domestic or international emergency where they got to roll. But a deployment like that would be a brigade combat team comprised of whatever battalions are not on the immediate DRF status. So, which could be problematic for on-base stuff because if you're not on DRF 1 through 3, then you're not really, you're doing other shit. Like you're either requalifying, recertifying, people are in schools, block leave falls into that.
Mowing the lawn, picking up trash.
Mowing the lawn, picking up the, painting buildings, so if you're not, so DRF 9 preps DRF 1 and 2, and then DRF 3 is, they get prepped if they are needed, but they're, like if DRF 1 and 2 leave, then DRF 3 rigs up. But everything else is to support that. But those other units that are on the DRF cycles from 4 to 8 are doing other tasks. So whether it be dog and pony show in some other country or freaking getting foreign jump wings or sending people to ranger school or whatever the fuck they're doing. So it's and those are the ones that be on the deployment cycle. But
yeah, they got.
So yeah, it's guys are bitching. Guys will probably bitch, and they'll. I mean, anything now you can. We live in days where even the lowest ranking private can fucking get a couple thousand views on a video about the injustice of some bullshit. So I mean, you can get, they denied me leave to go help my family. No, they denied you leave because your unit's getting ready to fucking punch out for a deployment, and if the area is that bad, we're going to send DRF-1 to go deal with it. So you don't need to be there. That's just how the cookie crumbles, man.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast,
that's
especially
the nature,
when you're in
that's the nature of armed forces, bro. Your personal stuff doesn't matter. It's the needs of the nation. That's people nowadays don't realize what you're signing when you enlist.
That's because they've made it into more of a friggin' social experiment than anything else.
They think it's a jobby job.
Yeah, you want that? Join the Air Force, man.
It's like it's like you got hired at Buc-ee's or whatever. No, bro. All those jobs you can quit whatever the fuck you want. This one you signed a contract and you gave up rights to be a servant of the United States of America, and whatever the needs may be. I mean, they don't have to. They don't have to do a lot to, it's...
There's plenty of reasons for them to go, too, because there's still a lot of American citizens over there and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're even trying to get American citizens out of Lebanon. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. But, like, you could probably get them out of Israel, but Lebanon?
There are no flights.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. Freaking, I saw some footage. I think it was last night or something. These Israeli airstrikes coming in, and in the background you see this airliner coming into land. So there's still flights apparently.
They're trying to do the best they can over there, but there's about 7,000 Americans stuck over there. So,
how many are still in Afghanistan?
It's not that many, but there's quite a few.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few there willingly because they're protected because
they're locals.
No, because they're funneling the money to the Taliban through USAID. So as long as they work for USAID,
right.
Yeah, no, it's about right. It's 100% accurate. I put that on my fucking hand of God. If they work for USAID, they're the ones that are taking the billions of dollars every month that we send to Afghanistan to the Taliban directly, carrying the fucking handbags over there. Because that money's supposed to be for humanitarian aid, but they got to pay the Taliban. Because that's who's in charge. So,
speaking of humanitarian aid, and then you got that FEMA fiasco.
Bro, They spent all of their FEMA money on the illegals, and then when people went to freaking get their $700 freaking emergency checks, they were denied. They were denied.
Yeah, they gave you more for COVID, you know.
Bro, I said it like 4 or 5 podcasts ago, man. The best thing as an American you could do is take your ass to the southern border and come across on foot and change your goddamn name.
Yeah.
Change your goddamn name. Say you're from wherever. It don't fucking matter. You don't need documents. All you need is the fucking CBP One app on a phone and apply for asylum status.
I don't think that would work again because I know if I went through, my stuff is in so much federal systems.
They're not
now
gonna run.
As soon as they fucking take my fingerprints, they'll be like, get the fuck out of here.
Fingerprints, bro. Fingerprints.
All right, we all know the reality.
Fingerprints? No, bro. There's more security in a fob in Afghanistan than there is at the border, bro. They put your eyeballs on a biometric system, which, by the way, we left for the Taliban to fucking command and hunt down our allies in Afghanistan. So, we left that there and all the supporting documentation and data. But, anyways, they're not putting you through biometrics, bro. They're not.
Well, I'm just saying, freaking ain't going to take Sherlock Holmes to figure out who I am.
They don't have a Sherlock Holmes. They don't have a Sherlock Holmes apprentice. They don't have a fucking Sherlock Holmes being FTOing somebody. They don't have anybody. You just waltz the fuck in with your CBP One app, pick a state where you want to go. They'll fly you or bus you.
Just telling me from Argentina.
Yeah.
I'm not German.
Close enough. Europe's Europe.
You have a flat top, bro. So
you got an accent. They can't tell the fucking difference.
It's true.
Oh, shit.
I've been accused of being from Boston before.
Have you?
Yes. They're like, oh, freaking, I was up in Boston. I was like, great.
I've never been there.
I don't know what's that got to do with the
and I've been over here for 20-something years now, so I sound a bit more Australian these days because my accent got warped, but yeah, it throws people off. Like, I can see people, like, I'll talk to people, like, at work and stuff, you see that look in their eyes, like they're trying to place it, but they can't, you know? But after a while, some people, they'll catch certain words and be, you're British, okay, got it.
Yeah, no shit. What gave it away?
Yeah,
I didn't say fucking blimey every other fucking word.
Yeah, I don't have tea in my hand. You know,
All your teeth are still there, mostly.
Yeah. God, those stereotypes, man. And you know what? I go through the whole teeth thing. I think about it every time. Like I go through Walmart or some shit, and people born and raised in America, and I'm sitting there like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But I get shit.
Yeah.
Meth is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
the ultimate dentistry.
Yeah, meth is
money
real.
maker.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. Meth does quite a fucking job on you. Fuck, man.
You remember at the SO that picture they had up of all the different vampires and the one at the end? You know, it's like this meth mouth.
Yeah.
It's just the 2 canine teeth, fucking nothing else. That's some funny shit, man. I'll tell you, it's meth will fucking it'll wreck your life, man. But people love it. I'll never understand it, but
and if you need freaking rescue breaths, you no, that's not happening.
That's why I carry a mask and stuff like that. So those days of putting your face on somebody, that's not.
No, I'm not, especially like that. Fucking hell no.
That ain't happening. You getting chest compressions until somebody else can put breaths in it. You know what I mean? Sure as hell ain't
some of these people are so freaking nasty, you'd be lucky to freaking, get used as a foot pump instead of chest compressions, like, I'll help you out, dude,
Yeah.
Get that one machine the medics
that Lucas.
That thing looks painful as shit,
It's
man.
gotta be.
What is that, Lucas
Like
device?
jackhammer,
Yeah, it's a jackhammer for your fucking chest.
Yeah, dude, that thing is jarring, bro. That thing, I was like,
So
first time I
that's
saw
not a
that
chest
thing,
compression,
I was like,
bro.
oh.
Yeah.
I was like, chugga. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like they owe you money or some shit.
That thing is a
Press your rib cage to your fucking spine.
driving a fucking piston into your fucking sternum. Just, I was like, oh no. He's already dead.
Yeah.
So, that's the beginning of the machine uprising, man.
He's already dead. Let him go.
You know, I saw them bust that out on some 90-year-old that was like 80 some odd
Just
pounds.
shattering the pieces.
He's already
Yeah.
dead. They put him on.
You seen some of these EMS things. They already know, but they're just going through the motions at that point just to check the box,
bro.
you know.
Yeah. And the thing is, sometimes it's advantageous for them to do that because the family's standing around watching.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
I
gotta
mean you
make
can't
it
just
show.
be like, oh man, he's screwed. Fucking,
Yeah.
you know, best of luck, you know. No, when the family's there, you got to do something. You know.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that. Yeah, one dude, freaking.
No,
Yeah, he was done.
I'll just put that back in there.
Holding his head together.
I was like, I'll just hold these two fucking,
Yeah.
this cranial fucking jigsaw puzzle together.
Yeah.
I had all those people standing around. It's not like I just light up a cigarette and be like, damn, you know, and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta go. You gotta do something, even if it's just light some scented candles and something. You know, again.
Should have bought Callahan brakes.
Yeah.
Fucking Tommy Boy or whatever. Dude, it's fucking crazy, man. I mean, but that Lucas device, or whatever the fuck it's called, I forget. That thing is
You need recovery just from that thing. you
that
know?
thing is jarring. I mean,
I mean, it's like the amount of times I had to sit in surgery. You know, when we used to take,
It's called a Lucas device. Yeah.
yeah,
like when I used to sit in surgery when we used
It's
to have to take,
$20,000.
yeah. We got like 4 of them fucking things.
But yeah,
So-
friggin' medical shit is violent. Like in the operating room, you know, you see it on TV and it's all like this delicate surgical shit. Hell no, man. They like beating the shit out of you on that operating table, man.
Bro, yeah, you're not
No.
awake, so
Man, I don't give a fuck.
No, they don't give a shit. I mean, they got to fix it. I mean, I'm not knocking them for that, but the first time you see it, you're just like, God damn, man, fucking. Like, you know, there's one dude, he had a gunshot wound, and I guess it smashed a bone or some shit. So I'm sitting there, you know, freaking doing my thing, freaking sitting there with my gun and stuff, and freaking doctors working on him. And at first, yeah, they're doing all that surgical incision shit, and then you just see them with like hammers and shit, you know, like power tools and stuff. And you're like, fuck. No wonder you hurt so much after surgery. These guys are straight freaking lynching you on this operating table. Like, you know, they're trying to set things back right, and you know, they got like a chisel, like chisel looking thing, and a hammer, and they're like, bah, bah, bah. It's like, fuck.
bro, it's like the first time I saw an autopsy. And bro,
The bit that gets me is when they fold the fucking skin over the face, and it's just like,
yeah. So I saw I saw them open the chest cavity, right? So they flayed. They did a Y and flayed, and then with like bolt cutters.
Yeah. From the chest.
It just start cracking ribs, bro. I was like, dude, yeah, I'll never, for as long as I live, I'll never forget that shit.
yeah.
That was fucking crazy. The noise that shit made.
Medical is not gentle at
I
all.
was like, oh my god. I think that was the time of my life when I was like, okay, medical, I hate it. Like, I now hate anything that has to do with medical. Like, I don't want to deal with it. Fucking help it. But unfortunately, it's just kind of like hand in hand with literally every profession I've ever had. So it's just like one of those things. But, well, like, I mean, I treated a fucking pair of severed legs, like, with so much fucking enthusiasm. I fucking went through a whole pack of Krillex on this dude. He was severed from the waist down. It was just legs. Fucking doc is like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I'm packing a wound, man. That dude is dead, man. I'm like,
Trying my
I was
best.
like, not yet, man. He's not dead yet. I was like, dude, no, he's gone, bro. Look up. I was like, hey, it's just half a body.
All you told me about you and all. Dude doing chest compressions on a guy with
No brain.
sitting
Yeah,
on
his
his
brain
Yeah,
was
bro,
like 10 feet.
I walked past that dude's brain, and I thought it was 2 victims. Because I'm like, clearly I see this other dude working on this guy. So now I'm like, oh, that's a brain. So where's the other body? And I'm like, well, let me go to the dude that's still alive
Right.
or alive-ish and help him out because he's probably gonna need relief. But then I'm like, hey, how many victims? He's like, no, just the one. And I'm looking, and his head is flat like a pancake, like. So, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm doing fucking chest compressions. What are you fucking like I'm the retard. And I'm like, bro, dude's got his brain back there, man. I mean, it didn't even register. And then right around that time where he was starting to kind of grasp what was going on, FD came in and like sliding to home base and put the Lucas device on his carcass, and it's just. And just I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, what are you pumping blood to?
I was like, what?
We have to try.
and it wasn't until they went to get him on a backboard that they realized that this dude it's got no. I'm like, unless you can figure out how to make this thing reattach and go back to operational status, you ain't gonna get this dude back. Like this is done.
It's okay, it'll grow back.
Like this dude is He's over there. That's
Let's give him the benefit.
His mech
that's the mech suit.
The fucking pilot's laying over there.
The pilot's over there. That's just a mech suit you're working on, bro.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and just say it was a training opportunity for the new guy. You know,
Unfortunately, nice. The guy that we're talking about is fucking stupid as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't say his name, but
yeah, he's not the sharpest fucking.
It's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Every group has got one.
I wouldn't put it past him that he saw that head in the state it was in, clocked it, registered it, and it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Nah, I don't know.
He's stupid.
Yeah,
he's stupid.
Yeah, I know. He means well.
It's the fault that counts.
Name one time that's mattered.
Bro. I don't know. Taxes. I don't know.
Some places will give him an award for that too.
I mean, Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
Giving girls jobs and shit.
Oh my god, dude! I'll tell you, man. But you're fucking suffering all these fucking idiots, bro. It's freaking crazy. But I mean, he was in the moment, I suppose. But I mean, I'm thinking like I'm being washed by stories.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many.
Yeah, and there's so many you can't say on this podcast.
There's just so many.
Oh, we can.
We can. It's just like it's not nice, man. It's just it don't fucking matter. But maybe some other time or whatever. But it's just that was fucking crazy. But back to the issue at hand with the fucking Middle East. These motherfuckers, man.
They're fixing. Probably by the time you post this, Israel will have already hit Iran after that freaking rocket strike, because that's coming. And like we were talking about before he got here, I was like, why wouldn't they hit those nuclear sites?
Yeah.
They're going.
I don't think they see that one fucking explosion that came out of that. When Israel was hitting Lebanon, that massive fucking explosion.
Is that the one I shared with you guys?
Probably, but I've already seen it before.
It was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
The shockwave in the clouds and shit.
Yeah, that one.
So they're confusing. They're using. Y'all remember a couple years back that fireworks building in Beirut?
Yeah.
So they're trying to pass one footage for the other, and
this was
this one was at night.
And they're distinctly different. Well, I'm just saying that we know it's a night. I know it's a night. You know it's a night. That other one was broad daylight.
Yeah.
But they're still some people are trying to pass
they're
that
using
footage.
the daytime one and saying it's because of this?
Trying to pass because of the destruction.
Yeah.
Like that one in Beirut, like that was like, no buildings.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like the crater was like
massive.
Enormous. It was...
And
because it changed the fucking terrain completely.
Yeah,
it let the water in.
Erased the shoreline.
And because of where it was, I was immediately suspicious,
and it turned out to be like some fucking
fertilizer or something.
Some fertilizer with some oddly stored chemicals with explosives that were seized on a ship container and whatever, and apparently moisture and all this other shit. That was like a perfect storm in chemistry that caused it to go fucking kablam. But
the Middle East, then.
But that's about par for the course for those guys. I mean, it's just I don't know, man, but fucking watching that debate and watching all this stuff that's coming up. Apparently, fucking Trump's being indicted again, and then
Really?
Yeah, and then he's facing lawsuits and some other criminal charges in Minnesota for the dogs comment.
For the dogs comment.
Yes, because it incited panic in the Haitian community.
Oh no!
So they're trying to do some criminal bullshit because that's Tim Walz's state, and he made it about as fucked as you could possibly get, where people are getting away with everything. So they're trying to pass some bullshit where apparently it's like yelling fire in a fucking theater. You know what I mean? Like
Causing undue alarm.
Yeah. Because he talked about the cats and the dogs.
I can tell you right now on this podcast, you can fucking let it go without any fucking editing. Koreans eat dogs. They certainly fucking do.
I don't know if you've watched our podcast lately. I don't edit a whole lot.
I know.
I'll cut out the dead silencing, but I'll leave just about everything in there.
Koreans eat dogs. How do I know that? Why can I say that? Because the last time I ate dog was in Korea.
Fucking delicious.
It was fucking good. That was really good. Hey. I still remember that meal.
Yeah, hey, dude.
It was one of the ones that was up there. It was fucking good shit.
No shit.
Yeah, it was really good.
I would. I mean, it's just...
All it was really was a pile of marinated fucking meat on top of a fucking...
I just don't want to fucking, raise a dog to kill it.
No, that's
not happening, you know.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's a huge Korean community right here. Huge. Koreans eat dogs.
Yeah. I mean, is it...
Plenty of cultures eat different animals that we don't fucking eat.
Yeah, but apparently it's
they eat horse in France, don't they?
I heard that, yeah.
In South America as well,
Europeans,
but...
They banned it in England, though.
There's a bit of water between us and them.
Not much, though.
Enough.
Your entire country was set up by a Frenchman.
What, India?
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh.
And true.
Fucking more Celtic, though.
William the Conqueror.
Before that.
But William the Conqueror fucking set it up, 1066. Come on now.
Fucking, actually,
I know I'm right. We united the whole thing.
This is gonna be a whole other fucking thing, man. Fucking, and now, you know what? I'm just gonna stop because I know this is the freaking internet and I'm not playing that fucking game.
Play the game, goddammit.
Fuck that.
What were you about to say, though?
Fucking... There was people in the country before William the Conqueror came along.
No,
you know that,
he united the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's all different kingdoms.
What was his name? Harold around the time of the Vikings?
Alfred.
Freaking...
I know it.
Fucking, I don't know. There's so many fucking Harolds and Charleses and Georges and freaking... If you ever fucking wonder which king or whatever was in charge of England, just say George. You're probably right. You know, fucking, because there'd been like 50 of them, you know. Fucking... What do you want me to say, man? There's so many of those damn kings, and half of them didn't last that long. There's no way you can know all of British history.
No, not a chance.
It goes back to freaking when Christ was a corporal, dude. It goes back to way back, you know. All these different fiefdoms and kingdoms and freaking all the different invasions and all that kind of stuff. There's just so much of it.
Where was William from?
Which one?
The Conqueror.
Oh, freaking Normandy.
Normandy.
Somewhat close.
It's in France.
Yeah.
We invaded Normandy in World War II. It's a landing base. Yeah. William the Conqueror. William of Normandy.
I mean, you can also say the Vikings.
French.
You can also say the Vikings invaded too.
Vikings invaded everywhere. Those motherfuckers were like contract soldiers in fucking Syria.
I mean, they made it all the way to Spain and fucking whatever, but it's...
Yeah. And then the Romans on top of that. And freaking... Yeah.
Still a debated subject, whether they were invaders or they were invited.
Yeah, because I'm sure they did it nicely.
One king or another. But back then, there's 8, 9 kingdoms in fucking Great Britain. One of those guys invited the Romans.
That's what I'm saying, though. There was so many, you know, fucking... You can't keep track of all of that shit. It's like the Plantagenets and freaking all the other fucking royal families and shit like that. It's just like fucking You know, freaking, you can edit in all that freaking math shit over my face like that meme.
My whole overwhelming point though was French.
And we're gonna fight. We're gonna fucking fight. All right, German ass.
Hey, at least they tried.
Oh shit!
They damn near won. It took the entire world.
Oh fuck! Oh man, well that's what China's doing now.
Yeah.
You know they're in another fucking border war with India.
Yeah, heard about that. They've been at that little tiff for what, 40, 50 years now?
But they're doing an incremental fucking thing. Like they'll move forward every 5 feet every year.
They started building a highway.
Yeah.
Yep.
They started building a highway. They just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna start building a highway."
Didn't they? Isn't there like a village or something they just built?
There's a whole fucking country in between India and that fucking border.
Yeah, Bhutan.
Bhutan.
Yeah.
So Bhutan relies on India for their freaking protection, because their army's got like fucking 20 guys,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
because they're all like hippies in that country or something.
Well, yeah, they're literally hippies. They're just like these Tibetan fucking guru people,
Yeah.
and they rely on India to handle all their international affairs. So they've been in this freaking crazy dispute because Bhutan kind of cuts off a good portion and in the Himalayas with Nepal, and they create like this little funnel where the chicken neck, where then India expands into India proper. Well, they've been trying to fucking cut that part off and cut Bhutan off for, I don't know, forever. And they've been getting their asses kicked. The damn Chinese fucking been... That was all those videos of those Chinese infantrymen coming back with no weapons crying. Because they got their asses kicked by a fucking bunch of Punjabi Rangers. Fucking,
melee weapons and shit.
Because they're like,
no guns. Fucking clubs are good.
Well, that's the thing.
Because they started this war, but near the home of Indian Special Operations, where they do their qualification courses, where they have their schools. This is where one of their bases is at. It's right there in that area. So when the Chinese came across the border, they got smacked around by these freaking Delta Force dudes that fucking that finished their training in Fort Bragg and freaking come back fucking, and they were like, what? Oh, fucking free training. And they just freaking started murking these dudes. So China was like, all right, let's change our approach. All right, we definitely can't send infantry down there. It ain't working. Let's just build a fucking highway. So I just started building a highway into India. It's like, so the Indian army was like, no. Yeah. And they fucking, they're in a stalemate right now. But apparently some other shit has happened. And Bhutan is like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And China's like, fuck you. You know, I'm like, dude, this is fucking bonkers, bro.
You remember years ago I was saying about that, and I was just like, freaking India started building roads up into that region and started retrofitting their tanks for high altitude operations and stuff.
Yeah.
Governments don't like spending money for no fucking reason, man. You know?
Oh, look at ours.
Well, we get it back. Like, not us. Somebody gets it back. We spend it, somebody else gets it.
Like Halliburton and stuff.
Yeah.
KBR.
Yeah, I mean, the Ukrainians are buying our weapons with the money that we give them.
Yep.
So we give them a couple $2 billion, they spend a couple $2 billion on an arms deal. So,
and the people who were trying to survive a fucking hurricane get $750
or nothing.
There's still a crap ton of people they haven't even reached yet.
From what I understand, like, nobody can access that money because it's all electronically transferred and there's no fucking electricity in the area.
Yeah. And like I said, there's plenty of people they haven't even reached yet. You know, friggin', like, there's big sections where they've not made contact with anybody.
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina, which is a fairly big community. Apparently that area is cut off from the rest of North Carolina.
Did you see that satellite picture?
No, I didn't.
It's like that North-South Korean picture, right? Where North Korea is all dark and stuff.
Yeah.
There was one of the United States, and that whole area is just black.
No shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that picture.
I saw it, day before yesterday, I think.
Yeah. I'm not going to Google it. I'm just going to take your word for it.
That's freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm. That whole area is a freaking dead zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there's people that have been stranded there, freaking, that have no contact with anybody at all, no relief, no FEMA, they're just out there in, well, it's the Appalachians, so they're out there in the freaking boonies anyway, and now they're really out there in the boonies, so.
That's the thing I was listening to when this first started, when that hurricane first hit ground. They're talking about the fucking body count. That hurricane was so fucking huge and so fucking strong, and it went all the way through the United States. Mm-hmm. And there's their body count's up to 126 now. Bitch, that body count is going to go into the thousands before this is done.
Yeah, they're going to be
ridiculous how much damage.
They're going to be finding people for a long time.
Yeah, they're going to be finding towns for a long time. I mean,
all the mudslides.
I mean, they're like throughout Texas. There are plenty of like census designated areas where like the population is like 1,000 people. It's a very, very small town. There are a lot of places like that throughout that region. A lot. They're extremely small towns, very tight-knit communities, very small and secluded. Like, you'd have to already know it existed or just happened upon it to even know it's out there. Those places have been wiped the fuck away. Mm-hmm. They're not just going to be finding bodies. They're going to be finding settlements. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and they're out of fucking money. FEMA can, like you said, FEMA ain't got shit now because they spent it all on fucking immigration.
Yeah,
that's freaking crazy, man. But I think I got an intel report the other day, and then apparently I saw it again on a couple days later on the S2 Underground about what else came through the border, which is funny because that came out after we had talked.
Yeah,
so
I remember hearing that too and thinking about our conversation.
So we had talked about it, and apparently a bunch of surface-to-air equipment, surface-to-air rockets, apparently up to 11.
I thought it was
9 to 11.
That's what I was hearing the number was. It was somewhere between like
9 to
8
11.
and 12 or 9 and 12, 11, some shit like that.
Somewhere
around 10. Let's say 10.
Somewhere around 10. So it's made it across the border, across the southern border into the United States, and apparently with the goal from a foreign actor to actually knock down Trump's plane. Yeah. So it's forced Donald Trump to take alternate means of travel and all this other stuff. The news aren't talking. They're definitely not talking about it because it doesn't play. This is how unpatriotic.
It makes him look like a victim.
This is how unpatriotic and how treasonous every single member of CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and any other famous, even Fox News. That's how treasonous these people are. I'm not saying you should do anything to these people, but you should catalog their names. Because you get unfavorable treatment. Fuck Trump and his fucking plane. What if that's not the target? Right. And it's fucking American Airlines, blah, 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 going to fucking holiday from fucking New York to Cali.
Yeah. Terrorism's a lot easier.
You know what I mean?
Like a lot more detrimental.
Didn't they also find, like, a week or so ago, they found, like, 4 RPGs at the border?
Well,
like
they found
cash.
They found all kinds of stuff on caches, but that's been going on for decades. That's not mutually exclusive to Kamala Harris.
But these are specifically man pads.
But these are man pads.
Yeah, man pads are a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
So, it's alarming because I was already tracking something like this before the intel report came out. So there were several videos that come out, several videos and several articles and several other pieces of media that had come out that once you put them all together, it just kind of painted a real bleak picture. When I started talking about that the openness of the southern border got jack and shit to do with immigration. Like it's a ploy and a shell game, a fucking sleight of hand, if you may, to actually facilitate the operation of intra-border smuggling of something far more nefarious. When you got all of your infrastructure and all of your manpower focused in on a specific threat, you're not really paying attention to what else is sliding by your flanks. The southern border is so open, as a matter of fact, that at one point in time, the Biden administration removed the freaking the G-Boss blimps that were at the border. G-Boss blimps, for you guys that are not familiar, gals that are watching this, is a dirigible. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said it right.
It's a dirigible. It's a blimp that's tethered to a command unit. It has a series of cameras. Those cameras have different capabilities, different zooms, and different capabilities. Some of them watch in IR, which is infrared. You can see thermal, you can see night vision, and you can see plain view at different distances, up to and including close to 22 kilometers away. So these are fantastic pieces of equipment when in proper weather. If utilized in an area with high vis, you could see anything that moves and lock onto it. You could program the camera, some of the cameras like the Crow system. You can track them to actually react to a thermal signature of a particular size. You can do so many things with these cameras that there's very little excuse for leakage in the southern border when you got these things, because we used them in Afghanistan and a fucking rabbit couldn't get past us without us seeing it. Of course, everything has a countermeasure. And we talk about countermeasures to thermals and stuff like that. There are things out there that can mitigate that in a short amount of time. If you move a force fast enough with certain materials, you can kind of mitigate that. But that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about they removed the capability altogether. And so we lost the possibility of having that eyeball, which that eyeball was before those blimps were there. It was CBP aircraft.
Yeah.
CBP aircraft now focused in on the migrant crisis and people actually rushing the border in droves.
Yeah.
So they're not paying attention to it's just they have a loiter time, so they can't monitor it 24/7 like some of those dirigibles can. They removed this stuff out of the border. Another thing that's happened is that because there's no manpower, which is a manpower issue that they blame on the bill that apparently the Republicans decided to not pass or whatever, that would have added an extra 1,500 people to the border or whatever. That's a farce, because that bill also had some pork attached to it that was going to go to Ukraine, and that's why that bill didn't pass. Yeah. In short, the president doesn't need a bill to fucking close the border.
No, executive order.
He didn't need a bill to open it.
Yeah.
So stands to reason.
Yeah, that's the whole thing that happened.
Yeah, it stands to reason.
Closed it by executive orders, and that's exactly how Biden opened it, was executive order.
It stands to reason that if you use your hand to open a door, you're probably going to use your hand to close it too. You know, it's just kind of, unless you do that little butt thing. But it's just one of those things that it's all a farce. It's all smoke and mirrors, and it's all designed to actually gaslight you into thinking that this is the actual crisis. This is actually a win-win for the Democrat Party, because they're trying to change the elector base through the progression of time, and then Kamala can talk about the significance of passing the time 12 million fucking times, that fucking airhead.
Yeah.
But it's also designed to, as by Chuck Schumer said this the other day, that it's basically the replacement theory of Americans. So they're trying to replace, because apparently we're not fucking enough, and we're not birthing kids at a fast enough rate, according to some fucking cockamamie bullshit that dude made up. But anyway, all jokes aside, that dude is full of shit, and what's actually smuggled across the border is probably some other. If ManPads got across the border, other shit may have crossed the border that is far more insidious and far more dangerous to our sovereignty. So I love having you here, because you got that mentality kind of like I do. We have like similar trains of thought and stuff like that. And maybe when I put this theory together, I kind of wanted not dissenting opinions per se, but just people to kind of listen to what I was saying and just kind of bounce off ideas or just kind of tweak what my train of thought was, in order to make it plausible or implausible. Because I'd rather be wrong about this shit than be right. A new threat assessment came out, and it's been backed up by documentation for massive EMP strike in the continental United States. So it's been backed up by studies created by this commission that was actually created and revamped in 2021. The Committee of Armed Services House of Representatives, the threat posed by electromagnetic pulse EMP attacks, and they've posted several publications from 2008 onwards. Apparently, the Russians have made threats to us in the past, and the Chinese have done the same, because they know that we have nukes and they have nukes, and they just can't nuke us without us nuking them. Yeah. So, how would you nuke somebody without getting nuked yourself? You launch it, you hit yourself.
Yeah.
You launch it yourself. So I believe that this government, who's been beholden to China in so many different aspects, have had so many weird ties to China, so many different things that have happened with China, and so much capitulation between the current administration, the government of China. I don't put it past them that something may have been smuggled of that nature through the border. Now, these are things that we're in the conspiracy realm. There are some facts that we can kind of put together, but there's nothing that points at directly what I just said with a straight finger and says, okay, this is the threat analysis, and this is what's actually happening, and this is when it's happening. We don't fucking know when it's happening. We have no idea how it's exactly implemented, but we know that studies have been made based on that threat assessment, and Congress is trying to figure out a way to mitigate it government-wise as best as possible.
Yeah, that was, what was it, around the 25th or the 26th of last month or something? They had all those politicians make a list of 5 people that could take over if something happened to them. That was random. That was surprising when I heard about that.
So Congress is trying to, apparently, most states, because this is individual states have the individual the continuity of government.
Yeah.
So the continuity of government when it comes to Congress is the standards as far as their replacement, I believe, is varies, but not by a whole lot. Excuse me. Most states have a few days. I think it's like between 45 and 48 days from the time of the vacancy to hold a special election to fill that vacancy. Some states wanted to expand that to 100 days because it was not feasible for them to put together a comprehensive election for a replacement of that magnitude in that amount of time. What Congress is trying to do is identify the line of succession now so we can eliminate the date altogether and there be no election.
Right. It's efficient.
It's efficient. Unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Depends. Right?
No. It doesn't depend on shit. It's unconstitutional.
Well, no, it depends. It absolutely depends. Depends on whether you can say no to those motherfuckers. Yeah. It depends on whether you can fight it back. It depends on who's going to fucking oppose it.
Yeah, who's going to stop you,
who's going to fucking stop you. It's you got to realize that we're like a kid playing with dad. You know what I mean? If he wants to fucking suplex us into the couch, we get suplexed into the couch. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. Like, who's going to fucking stop them from doing that kind of shit? Nobody. So another thing is that it's been proposed, and it hasn't even gone to the halls of Congress, but another thing is that the line of secession, another amendment to a bill, another bill to an amendment that would add to the continuity of government would completely exclude the vice president of the United States in the event where a complete blackout of communications due to probably something similar to an EMP or something like that would take place in the United States, passing command of the United States to the general over NORAD. That's being proposed right now. It's whether it'll pass or not, whether it's bipartisan or not, there's a lot of cloth to cut. But what that tells me is that there is a clear, somebody has a plan.
Right.
Somebody has a plan. Who has a plan? Who, I don't fucking know. Is it fucking Nancy fucking pubic hair or whatever the fuck her name is? I don't fucking know. Is it Chuck fucking Shizer? I don't know. Is it fucking George Soros? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Who has a plan? Somebody does. So, to put it lightly, the globalist agenda in the world has one thing that's been standing against it. Has several things really, but one major obstacle is the capitulation of the United States.
Right.
It's the biggest hurdle that it has. The United States it's next to impossible to bring in to heal because the people are armed and they have freedoms of speech, freedom of expression. They have all these different things that are problematic and could be in the way. You would need a suspension of the Constitution of the United States. You need or elimination of the Constitution of the United States in order to get America's cooperation into something like this. Well, how would you accomplish that? Well, EMP strike launched from a Chinese-owned site in the continental United States because they own a lot of land in the United States at a decent enough altitude where you wouldn't receive any structural damage or significant nuclear fallout. Blacking out all the electronics in all of the continental United States does breaking the back of the American government and leaving the government in the hands of a military dictator now who's the only person who has lines of communication across the world regardless of what EMP goes off, which is the guy that hid in the mountain in fucking Colorado. Then a blast that big depending on the amount of kilotons, could take 6 months to a year to regain communications. By that point, we would need assistance from a foreign government to get back on our feet. Because nothing that we have would work. None of your cars would work. Nothing would fucking work. So, in comes a foreign actor. I'm not saying what country because I don't fucking know. But you take a guess. Could be China, could be Russia, could be fucking whoever.
Right.
It's irrelevant. A foreign nation under the banner of NATO for a humanitarian assistance mission to help you out, but they just don't fucking leave.
There's been plenty of times in history where friggin' another nation has gone into another nation to help, and once they're there,
this is the only way. This is the only way you can knock down the United States without, because an economic collapse is not going to happen. You're not going to collapse them economically without something major like this. You're not going to change them from hegemony without something major like this. Yeah. You're not going to fucking invade the shores without something major like this happening, because the moment a fucking PT boat full of Chinamen lands in fucking Florida, they are fucked. They're fucked. They may make it just inside the city for a brief period of time and somebody fucking dying quick.
No, them Bayou boys.
I'm just saying, like, this is the only way to minimize bloodshed and still conquer a nation with the people that you already have in place, because you smuggled all your actors across the border. It's wide open. You've made deals with the cartel to smuggle your shit in. And you've trucked the stuff to sites that you own within the country that you intend to attack because they facilitated it. They sold you the land. They opened the door for you. They let you fucking put it together. And now they're going to fucking let you come on in and fucking help out. Help out.
Certainly gets ahead of the PR game. I guess something like that. Everything's about humanitarian effort.
It is. How could a normal fucking good old boy, well, I wouldn't say good old boy because good old boys shoot anybody, but how can people rise up against a presumed invasion of that nature when the invaders are also bringing you food and water?
Also, you've got to take into account that if let's say EMP or no EMP, friggin', if you're able to knock out communications like that, how would you even know?
You wouldn't know. And that's the thing. And that's what I was discussing with James. I said the problem is that let's say theoretically something like that happens. If the north side of our county is being executed summarily, door to door, house to house, they're bringing everybody out and shooting them. We wouldn't find out unless somebody sent a horse over here.
It's true.
And not like what we have for communications nowadays is spoiling. Like, look, I mean, we can fact check in a moment's notice. We all have cell phones in our pockets. We all have laptops. We all have computers and internet access. Yeah. Now we have AI that we can use for that too. But if something like that happens in EMP, not only we're going to lose all communications, but any communication we do have is going to be second guessed. So if people are being wiped out on the north side of the county, and they send a runner down here on a horse to spread the news. Well, now you have to believe them.
Yeah. Who's going to believe them? Yeah. But in the context of what we were talking about, let's just say hypothetically, comms gone knocked out. Friggin', it's going to take a long time for those things to come up. Once comms have come back up, friggin', everything that's already happened is old news now. They're already there. They're already situated.
Exactly. I think that's the point he's getting at. It's like it's a blackout condition, and while the black is active, all this shit happens. And
so
then
the thing is that
everything clears up.
The thing is that the infrastructure for continued communications within the continental United States on a Chinese beta network is already in place. A lot of these lands that are being bought by the Chinese government already have cell phone towers with Huawei repeaters on them and technology. So anything they bring in with an external power source will be able to communicate. So the Chinese government or whoever it is, probably China, they'll be able to communicate within each other. We won't, unless our equipment just happen to be on some. But either way, you need a certain amount of communication equipment to not be exposed to this stuff, to actually be legit. Like if you'd have to bury all your radios in Faraday bags. You know what I mean? Like
you still have to have a usable network.
You would still have to. You would have some line of sight communications on some equipment, because you won't need a repeater to go over the horizon. But you would lose a lot. You would lose a lot. But the Chinese infrastructure, it's present. It's present, and not to mention the transformers and a lot of these stuff on power stations, substations. A lot of that stuff is from China.
Yeah.
A lot of the internal components are from China. A lot of the motherboards are from China. Most of them, I think, all of them, are from China. It's this is a terrifying situation to even contemplate, but it just keeps popping up little by little, and then I keep unearthing shit. It's just kind of like, this is fucking bonkers. Now, is it possible? I mean, I'd implore you guys to maybe read a book that came out in 1963, I think. It's called It Can't Happen Here. I think it's 1963. Just, what is it? 1930 something. 1935. Yeah, sorry. 1930. No. Because they
I'm amazed it's that old, yeah.
Yeah, they used the base of that book
by Sinclair Lewis.
Yes, so that book was the basis behind what ended up being the TV series V.
Ah, okay.
So
Alien Invasion.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because at first it was supposed to be.
They invaded under nice premises.
Yeah, but the TV series V originally, it was supposed to be under something similar to the Nazis, but it became it was not popular because it was too close to, it just kind of too close to home,
right?
And it wouldn't fucking sell, so they shelved it, and it wasn't until many years later that they came out with that TV series V and the subsequent movies. But it's based on that book, and that book delineates exactly what I'm fucking talking about here. And I've read that book fucking like 20 years ago or some shit like that. But everything that we're seeing here, it's kind of verbatim to what was written on that book and how they basically subjugated the American populace into submission. We got a population, mind you. 2024 is getting to the point where a hot button topic in politics is childcare. Childcare.
Shit's expensive.
How the fuck is that the government's problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in a republic. How the fuck is the government? Why did federal government have to come in and fucking tell you how to fucking where to put your kid when you go to fucking work? Look, the roadmap is there. You may not like it, but it's there. High school, some college, get in debt, go to fucking work, retire, 10 years later die. Or 15, depending on what your profession was. It's that's the roadmap. If you don't like it, you can seek other alternative ways to make your living and retire early. But those are few far and in between. For the most part, let's get down to business. For the most part, that's how our life is gonna go. We're gonna fucking work. We're gonna go to high school, graduate, some college, if any college at all. We're gonna work for fucking 40 years in many different jobs. One of them will stick. We'll make retirement. And then after that retirement, 10, 15 years later, we'll fucking die. Hopefully with some fucking kids at our side. Or some family and friends or something. But the roadmap is there. You don't fucking like it, go somewhere else. That's just how it is. Or fucking vote. Or whatever, if you think that matters. Or go, do something else. But why has the government got to weigh in on some of these shits? It's too patriarchal. It's insane. This is what fucking Spain did to Puerto Rico. Fucking crazy. They fucking handled every single fucking affair. Everything you did. It's like you're inviting communism through the back door, but you fucking ineptitude. If you can't fucking take care of your kids, figure out something. I figured out something. And I'm the only fucking income in my house. So it's just, is it enough? Yeah. Does it suck? Yeah. Sometimes. But it's just like, you got to figure it out on your own. But when you start inviting the federal government to handle such fucking mundane affairs in your own fucking day-to-day, it becomes a fucking problem when you open the door society-wise. You open the door to bullshit like this. It's bonkers. How is that even a fucking issue in today's politics? Childcare. The fuck cares?
Because it's easier to hand it off to somebody else.
Yeah, but
Basically.
it's a snowball effect with everything, because then it's like, oh, child care, okay, that's fine. All right, here we go. Here's the child care fucking act. Blah 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 blah. We'll give you extra money for child care and blah blah blah. And now we'll restrict people from charging too much for child care and this and that, so it'll be affordable for you and blah 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 yada 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 yada. But you're still fucking both parents going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't fixed that fucking shit yet, and you still send them to government schools where they fucking get put in their brain whatever the government tells them. So that's still happening. So you didn't really solve a whole lot. And then what? It's just, what's next? Food? Yeah. Food.
Water. Yeah. Shelter. Yeah. You're opening the door to subsidize everything is what I'm getting at. But let's take a break and we'll go ahead and continue with the rest of my theory here in a little bit. We'll go freaking drink some water or whatever, and I'll be back. All right. Well, we're back.
All right.
Jesus, that was fucking all kinds of technical issues, bro.
You good now?
Yeah, apparently. We'll see. I might have to sit there in the editing room there and freaking take a real hard look at this. But yeah, just like I was saying, if you guys don't know what an EMP is, it's an electromagnetic pulse. That's what I was talking about before in this theory of how the United States is gonna looks like it's gonna move forward. There's a lot of news articles out there and a lot of things out there that are not, they're individually on their own, they stand up on their own, but they're not mutually communicating with each other, which kind of makes things difficult to kind of put a pin a tail on the donkey on this particular thing that we're talking about. But
That's the whole definition of conspiracy theory.
exactly. It's all the pieces are there. I mean, yesterday Texas united with the grid. They connected their grid to the rest of the United States grid, which is something that we've been completely opposed for many reasons. This one being one of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, the pieces are there. And like we were talking on the break off camera, we just like you said. I mean, all the other stuff that's been coming across the border could be part of the initial chaos created by a foreign actor.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I was saying. You got to give them a crisis before you cut off the comms, which just feeds into it, and then you look like the good guy when you come in and help.
Right. It's I mean, all the pieces are there. It's what I'm saying. You guys can do your individual research, but if you guys come to a different conclusion, by all means, let us know in the comments and whatnot. But it's like by this report, it says an EMP will cover a wide geographic region within the line of sight of the United States at high altitude nuclear detonation. The EMP has the capability to produce significant damage to our critical infrastructures and thus to the very fabric of U.S. society, as well the ability of the United States, our friends, and our allies to project and influence with military power and other means. The common element that can produce such an impact from an EMP is primarily electronics in the infrastructure, so pervasive in all aspects of society and our military. Our vulnerability is increasing daily, and as our use and dependence of electronics and automated systems continues to grow, the impact of EMP is asymmetric in relation to potential adversaries who are not dependent on modern electronics as we are. Basically, it's our Achilles heel. It's what this document is also delineating. The current vulnerability of our electrical infrastructure can both invite and reward an attack if not corrected. Correction is feasible and well within the nation's means and resources to accomplish within the next few years. As detailed as the Commission report provided today in Congress, the nation's vulnerability to EMP can be reasonably reduced by coordinated and focused efforts between the private and public sectors of our country. The appropriate response to the EMP threat is a balance of prevention, planning, training, and maintaining situational awareness, protection and prevention and preparations for recovery, and doing those in coordination with other potential large-scale threats such as the cyber threat and even large-scale man-made threats such as geomagnetic storms. In so doing, the U.S. would reduce the incentives for adversaries to conduct such an attack on our homeland. Our friends and allies to our forces deployed abroad. The cost of such improved security in the next 3 to 5 years is modest by any standards, and extremely so in relation with both the war on terror and the value of the national infrastructure at risk today. Although an EMP was first considered during the Cold War as a means of paralyzing the United States retaliatory forces and thereby eliminating our strategic deterrent, the risk of an EMP attack today may be even greater since several potential adversaries seek nuclear weapons, ballistic missiles, and asymmetric ways to overcome the U.S. in conventional superiority using one or small number of nuclear weapons. A high-altitude electronic magnetic pulse results from the detonation of a nuclear warhead at altitudes above 25 miles over the country or over our forces. The immediate effect of the EMP would be the disruption and damage to electronic systems and electrical infrastructures. This in turn will seriously impact the important aspects of our whole national life, including telecommunications, the financial system, government services, the means of getting food, water, medical care, trade, production, as well as electrical power itself. Given our armed forces' reliance on critical national infrastructures, the cascading failures could seriously jeopardize our military's ability to execute its mission to support national security, projection of military power from air bases and seaports, require electricity, fuel, food, and water. So, this is from Congress. This is not some tinfoil shit that I typed up. I'll put the link in the description below. You'll be able to read it yourself. It's like 35 pages long. This foreboding document has been written, and it began with that commission in 2008 and has been continuously with its latest update up in 2021, and is now public. So I'm not, although I am privy to some communications that may be private in nature, through contacts and stuff like that. I'm not divulging that in this podcast, but there's definitely, this is where they pointed me to when it came time to kind of prove a point, and just to like, hey, read this and you'll understand what the overall threat is, and you'll be able to talk about it, because there's a legitimate threat out there for this. It's an actual thing. It's a thing. So, are we prepared for it? No.
No, probably not.
We've actually regressed on the improvements that we were supposed to make. We've actually not made the improvements, which is indicative of the government's compliance with the overall plan. Their inaction is actually complicit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
I think I don't know enough about like the nuclear infrastructure to really talk about the possibility of this happening. What it sounds like to me is it's predicated on either a foreign or domestic actor gaining access, and if it's going to be done from within the United States, launching a U.S. ICBM into the sky and detonating it 25 miles or above the
It doesn't have to be an American one, though, does it?
No, it doesn't have to be an American one, but I'm saying the idea is to get an American ICBM up in the sky.
Well, you're hitting yourself.
Right. So either a foreign or domestic actor would have to gain access to an ICBM, launch codes, the ability to launch the missile, and launch it, and the codes to detonate the nuclear weapon.
It just happened in Russia.
Where?
As a test.
As a test?
Yeah, a test that went wrong. Somewhere in Siberia.
Or went right.
Yeah. I mean, they still detonated a nuke over their own land.
Right.
And not to mention that we do nuclear tests all the time. Mm-hmm. They're usually underground, though. I mean,
ours, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've launched nuclear devices into space.
Yes.
To prove theories and stuff like that.
As a matter of fact, found out about the
it was a test done over the coast of Hawaii in 1960 something. Whatever it was, it wiped out. Yeah, wiped out communications in part of Hawaii and all this other stuff. So that's where this whole thing comes from. But
what if it wasn't an ICBM? What if you can do it with one of those balloons?
Could you get a balloon 25 miles or above?
I was getting at that. In right on cue. That's why I fucking love this guy, dude. I fucking love you guys. That's exactly right on cue. So we've had multiple balloons come across the continental United States through the years. If you can look, James, see what the altitude of the last one was, the estimated altitude, and because they may not be exclusively. There could be a delivery vehicle.
I mean, it is a cost-efficient way
to get it
in position.
Yeah, it's a cost-efficient. It doesn't require a missile launch, something that's that obvious. But, I mean...
it's pretty low-tech. I remember I was talking to you, James, years ago about, the beauty about low-tech freaking systems is nobody looks for them anymore,
Yeah.
So the 2023 Chinese balloon incident, they were roughly 60,000 feet up, which is about 11 miles.
So you just need a lower yield weapon.
Or
bigger balloon.
Or several of them. But the thing is that the balloons, without the, that's the thing with the balloons. If you cannot direct them, like if they just follow the winds, it's I gotta get more bummed up on that.
Those ones were able to be steered to a certain extent,
right?
You know. Because they had loiter time, if you remember that, and they were able to stay above a target for a while.
Because if you can't steer them, then all we got to worry about is Minnesota, and Montana, and that's like, who the fuck even goes there? So it's
I mean it's not really a plausible delivery vehicle. It's like what the Japanese did in World War II.
Right.
Put all that shit in the water.
Put all that shit in the water. Yeah.
Cross your fingers, you know.
So if it's one of those things like fucking, we're gonna put that EMP and just kind of like, oh god, here we go. Then
they are able to be steered and they can loiter.
Right, that's the thing. I'm not familiar enough with that those type of balloons. So and what they can do, what they can't do.
So the highest that I'm seeing a balloon can go, which was achieved by NASA or some other high tech thing, is about 160 to 175,000 feet. Which is
fucking didn't Red Bull fucking put a dude on a fucking
but I think that was like right at the limit of the fucking
they went right to fucking space.
It's less than
about 5 feet lower than Willie Nelson, how high he gets.
But, so 160 to 175,000 feet is about as high as they've gotten a balloon to go, and that depends on what the balloon is filled with and what the balloon is made out of. And it doesn't say anything on here about payload or weight or anything like that. So
that last one, they said it was the size of a school bus, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was a big motherfucker.
It was enormous. It was so big that at that altitude, people on the ground could see it and take pictures of it. So
it was the size of a school bus.
That's how it was uncovered. Was by
people
fucking cell phones. People with cell phones. They were like, "What the fuck is that?" And then next thing you know, it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, it's about 10 miles above the ground. So
yeah.
But I mean, these balloons, they've gotten them up 160 to 175,000 feet, which is about 30-35 miles.
So I mean,
so it's doable.
So it's
possible.
It's
but
doable.
I mean, fuck me, man. This is
now,
who knows what the Chinese have come up with?
What would the radius of the EMP be at that point?
The radius of an EMP is dependent on line of sight.
Depending on the kiloton.
And it depends on the kiloton.
That's here as well.
Like I said, could one EMP do the whole country, or you need like 3?
Depending on the kiloton, yes.
Yeah.
Could one? Yeah. All you would need is one. Like you were saying outside of the old show, Jericho. So, beginning parts of that show, there's a big ring in the sky, like a big fire ring in the sky. That's an EMP blast. That's what knocked out everybody's fucking electronics. It's a simple explanation, but that ring was huge and very, very far away. It was up in space. So I mean, and there was only one of those rings. So all you need theoretically is one, because this has never been done. So I mean, the last time the United States has knocked anything out with an EMP would be its own territory.
By accident. Yeah.
By accident, exactly. So
here's a statement from one of our adversaries. Now this is a little old, but it still rings true.
Does it talk about Jews? How old is it?
No, not that old. From the late 90s, 1999. I was like, in May 1999, during NATO bombing of former Yugoslavia, high-ranking members of the Russian Duma meeting with the U.S. congressional delegation in the Balkans conflict raised the specter of Russian EMP attack that would paralyze the United States. As recently as 2 weeks ago, this is according to the date of this publication, but Pacific Security Affairs, blah, 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 testified before the committee in that China's military is working on a magnetic pulse weapon that can devastate electronic systems by using a burst of energy similar to that used by a nuclear blast. So that's the other alternative, not just a nuclear blast into space, but just a actual EMP generating device that's non-nuclear. I don't know if I said a bunch of bullshit. I have no idea. So,
So I just looked up. I just typed it into Google because I don't care about my search history at this point.
right.
How big would a nuke need to be to EMP the entire United States?
Yeah.
A nuclear explosion about 10 megatons detonated 200 miles above the center of the United States would be able to affect almost the entire country with an electromagnetic pulse. That does not include Hawaii or Alaska. So it's the continental United States.
Mr. Bartlett testifying in front of Congress. It was like, I was sitting in a hotel room in Vienna, Austria, with a number of members of Congress and members of the Russian government. Mr. Vladimir Lukin, who was the ambassador at the end of the Bush and the beginning of Bush #1 and the beginning of the Clinton administration. Alexander Zabanov, who I think was the third-ranking communist, and Vladimir Rushkov, a young aspiring Russian. Vladimir Lukin was very angry. He sat with his arms folded, looking at the ceiling for a couple days during these discussions. They developed the framework for agreement. So half a dozen days later, it was adopted by G8 and ended the Kosovo controversy. At one point, Vladimir looked up and said, "If we really wanted to hurt you, with no fear of retaliation, we will launch an SLBM, a submarine-launched ballistic missile, from the ocean and detonate a nuclear weapon high above your country and shut down your power grid and your communication for 6 months or so." And Alexander Zamanov, the handsome blonde communist, smiled and said, "And if one weapon wouldn't do it, we have some spares, about 10,000 of them, I think." So this puts into context the threat that we face. Of course, anything nowadays that doesn't ring as true as it did back then, but it's just that what I'm saying is the intent is there. The intent is there. The where we stumble on the blocks a little bit is where, like, how possible is it? And like the book said, it can't happen here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the intent is there, the means are there, technology's there, and the vulnerability's there. So when you look at the threat assessment, what are we vulnerable to? That.
Viruses?
Viruses, yeah, computer viruses, anything electronic.
I mean, essentially anything that is can feasibly knock out the power grid.
Anything that can feasibly
cripple this country.
Knock out our electronics. That's our vulnerability. Is the availability to smuggle a device that could conduct such an operation possible? Yes, they've had 3 years to walk it from wherever. They could walk it like the goddamn Ark of the Covenant into wherever.
That's true.
Like a bunch of crusaders, and nobody would fucking know. Because millions of people have fucking come across the border unchecked. And while all those people are fucking bothering with those immigrants, God knows what other areas of our border have been left completely unattended. We have no means of the security measures that were in place to stop this kind of stuff, even at a cursory state, have been eliminated. So is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Where would you stash it? Well, do they own land here? Yes, they do. A lot. You know what I mean? Like, when you start putting it together, you're like, oh shit, how could we be so fucking stupid? You know, it's
That's usually the thought process after
and I'm like,
it happens.
okay, so what's the deterrent against this thing? Well, maybe a government that will stop playing ball with us. Well, whose government could that be? Well, there's this guy that's going for president right now who definitely don't want to play ball with us like this. And we can't fucking buy him out. We can't control him. We definitely can't put him in jail. We tried everything under the book.
Mm-hmm.
Try to kill him. Try to do it. We can't fucking do it. So it's, okay, well, let's fucking knock his plane out of the sky. You know, and fucking, who wants to do that? Iran is like, fuck yeah. I was like, all right, get it done. It's just, the pieces are there. The thing is that after this, if something like this, Lord forbid, doesn't, Lord forbid, I hope I'm dead wrong, but if something like this happens, who's gonna fucking investigate it? You can't even fucking fire up a computer type of report.
Thing with live communications, there's nobody to investigate. You're just gonna have
there's
to believe
nobody to
whatever the hell
investigate.
you're told.
No,
Who's you're gonna have to fucking believe the town crier.
Yeah, you're just going to be in your little bubble. I mean, it's kind of like being on deployment. Friggin', everything that happens everywhere else, you don't friggin' know. You're just in your little bubble. You know?
They told you Kansas was 1,500 miles that way, but how the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
So, on this nuclear yield thing, so we're really predicating it on like accomplishing this with one device, and that's a 10 megaton bomb, 200 miles up.
Yeah.
So there aren't many. So the United States typically uses the 1.2 megaton yields. That's most of the arsenal, the current arsenal. There have been, I think, up to like what this is saying, up to 15 megaton bombs built by the United States, but they retired them within like a couple of maybe a year or two.
Those things are enormous.
Because they're ridiculously huge.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to deliver them anywhere. So I mean, and there's just so much damage associated with one of those megaton bombs. It's really just not worth it. They're no longer tactical. They're just like a fucking wipe the earth kind of weapon. So stopped using them. Stopped making them. They retired all of them. There's a few still in the arsenal, but I think they're actually like last-ditch weapons. So they'll use whatever arsenal they got, and they'll bust out one of the big ones and fucking throw that at them and see if it stops them. That's probably what they're for. I don't know. But that's doing it with one device. Now, doing it with multiple devices, I'm not about to do the math here. But I mean, you'd probably need like 6 or 7 nukes in strategic spots to completely shut down the United States.
And that's if it's nuclear.
Right, that's if it's nuclear. Because there are sole EMP devices out there. You don't need a nuke. You can just activate the EMP and do it that way. So,
I mean,
we've been developing them. The Russians have been developing them. The Chinese have been developing them.
So when I was in Iraq, we had a team that we thought for certain, at least a team leader thought for certain that he had gotten hit by directed EMP weapon. His convoy was, all the vehicles were killed, like just dead. All their fucking Sunto watches and all that shit.
No shit.
Done. They couldn't call out. They couldn't do. It was temporary too. Like it wasn't. Like all their electronics shut off for a short period of time, and right when the oh shit fucking factor started to hit, they were able to fire up all their shit. It was fucking weird.
Probably the low yield pulse weapon.
So it's and that was in the middle of Baghdad.
That's nuts.
And if
that's the thing.
If you guys were with me or were on that tour, you remember the incident with Shark 8 on fucking on by Grade 25, and on the way to MOI, and it happened. So
I can't put it past the Americans or the British or the Russians or anybody to use an active war zone to test new weapons.
So that sounds
do it
like
all the time.
That sounds like a low yield field test or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that what I'm saying is that this is so crazy sounding, like so fantastically sounding.
It's definitely it sounds all tinfoil.
Like I'm like,
but I mean that's the nature of a conspiracy theory.
Dude, I debated for weeks to even bring this up. Like I'm like, should I even fucking talk about this? Because this is fucking bonkers.
It is bonkers.
It is bonkers. But all the pieces are there. It's like the only thing we're missing is actual evidence of a device and an actual op order from an enemy. That's the only thing we're missing.
You're not going to get any of that until afterwards.
No. It will never see that.
Exactly.
So, because we were too busy fucking helping the Chinese unload MREs.
Trying to survive.
You know what I mean? Trying to survive. Because, I mean, when they come in under the guise of under the flag of under the banner of NATO or UN or whoever the fuck it is to assist, how the fuck are you gonna fucking kill them people? They're clear. You will see clear evidence that they're trying to help. You will not know about the atrocities because you're disconnected from everybody else. So if atrocities do happen, you'll never find out about them. So, and that's the thing. It'll give whatever foreign actor it is, China, a clear proof of concept to the world that this is a possible way of governing the world. Look how we've come together and all this other shit. Now we got one fucking world order under whatever the fuck. and the Chinese and whoever the fuck it is won't leave, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Because by then, half the nation would be disarmed, and you know, because I mean, it ain't who here wouldn't fucking unless you're an extremely avid prepper or very savvy outdoorsman or person that can self-sustain a large group of people
for a long period of time.
Like a city for a long period of time, people are going to trade their guns for food and water.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the nature of the beast. I don't know very many people that wouldn't just protect their kids or fucking, you know what I mean, save their families.
I love the argument like Americans would never do that because they would never sacrifice their freedoms. But we were talking about, that's what I was saying, we were talking about that, say, right when COVID happened.
Yep.
COVID to me, in my opinion,
Exactly.
in my opinion, COVID was the dry run to this. So to this possible scenario in the future. So we were talking during COVID, one of those lockdown days, and we're sitting in a parking lot. There's nobody to police because there's nobody outside. So we're sitting there, freaking like, man, smoking a cigarette, going like, there's no way. Like what? Why? It makes no sense. I was like, this has to be a fucking dry fire run of something. I was like, what is behind this? And at that point, it was so crazy to think about that we even said, it has to be aliens. It has to be aliens. The only way we would come together like that, the whole planet shut down.
Yeah.
The whole planet shut down. If you were not an adult in those years, I can't really even begin to explain to you that the planet stopped doing shit. And people were locked in their homes for fucking a while. In Texas, there was a little bit more freedom of movement. In Florida, a little bit more freedom of movement. Outside of these two states,
not really.
Not a whole lot, man. As a matter of fact, even Texas had fucking issued letters to people to let people know that you were an essential worker if you got pulled over on the road.
Yeah.
And it took individual county sheriffs and individual agencies to not go along with that bullshit, but the regulations were there to stop people at certain hours of the day traveling around the highways. The orders were there. So, dude, even in Texas, during those lockdowns, fucking Anne Frank, when it lasted fucking a week, people were turning each other in.
On each other
They were turning into each other. I mean, left and right.
There's more than 10 people at this. They're having a party.
They're having a
barbecue.
I don't think all those people. Yeah, I don't think all those people were family. You know, like that. And how many of us had to deal with funerals?
All right.
How many of us had to deal with the nonsense of a family member dying by themselves because you couldn't see them because of some bullshit, because of the mandates? I got kicked out of a Popeye's chicken for not having a vaccine card.
Papers.
Yeah.
I remember that coming down too. They were talking about, they never did it, but they were talking about the county, when we were deputies, the county deputies going out to the main thoroughfares that came through the county, the highways, and establishing
checkpoints,
like residency checkpoints. Like you had to live in this county to travel into it. Anybody could travel out, but anybody coming in would have to prove residency. And it's like they just talked about that. It's like, I swear to God, I'll do it, but I'm doing it in German. I swear to God, every motherfucker I pull over, it's like, papier bitte. I'm just gonna let him go. I don't give a fuck about papers. Papier bitte. Yeah, you get my joke? Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. Yeah. It's insane to think about. It's already happened to an extent. I mean, we just were able to communicate with each other. Now, picture all that.
Yeah.
But everything shut down. You think there was lack of toilet paper then?
Yeah.
Fuck. This fucking dock workers strike.
Jesus.
Dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder when that's going to hit the economy in general, because right now it's not affecting anything because we have the supplies in the lines.
Didn't they go back to work today?
Did they?
I think so. I think
it was pending talks.
There was they started negotiations, so they went back to work. But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? They stop they stop working, right? They stop shipping, unloading boats and all this other shit,
Right.
and shipping. You know what didn't stop? Weapons to Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, no good.
Imagine that.
Assistance to Israel. Oh, that didn't stop. Food to America?
Yeah, stop.
Fuck you. Oh yeah, you need baby formula? Fuck you. What you want?
Wasn't there a helicopter crew that got threatened with arrest because they were delivering food and water to people that were isolated?
Well, I mean that happened in Hawaii. I mean
It happened in Hawaii too, but it happened recently. It happened in like North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I don't know about that particular thing, but I don't put it past them because that happened. I mean, fuck. You had in Lahaina, you had people jumping in the ocean to get away from the fucking fire.
Yep.
And you had people paddle boarding supplies in that were
Yep.
being stopped by fucking police and Coast Guard or whoever the fuck, turning them around. They didn't want aid delivered. They weren't allowing aid to be delivered to those people stuck on the coast. Dude, it's some fucking major tyranny. We are definitely capable of turning on ourselves and fucking putting our own neighbors in the oven.
You don't like
That
to
is
think about
not-
that shit, though.
You don't like to think about
An
it.
American doing that to another American.
An
That's
American
fucking
doing that.
unthinkable.
There were cops.
Fucking seen
Cops.
Seen it.
There were fucking cops turning people back into the flames
Yep.
because they had orders to stop traffic at a checkpoint and not let people through.
Just following orders.
Just following orders.
What is just following orders in
Yeah.
German?
I'm telling you, that's so. If you don't think Americans will be complicit in that,
People
and
are sheep, you know that.
people are sheep. They will totally screw each other over. It won't take no time flat.
I can't read that.
Oh.
No, not a chance.
But in other more sunshiny news, you can look this up, James. Apparently, being able to feeling an adverse effect to smelling bad body odor is an indicative of xenophobia.
What?
It's indicative of xenophobia. If I don't like your fucking funk.
Yeah, because apparently, those people from foreign country are funky. You smelled them, bro. Come on. We all have.
Smells you.
Well, I mean, come on, bro. Look at this, man. I fucking take care. I showered, fucking shave. I did trim the beard. Come on, man.
You remember those guys when you're deployed? Friggin',
Yeah.
they'll put a gallon of cologne on though.
Yeah. Or a nice fucking coat of cologne
Yeah.
over a fucking goddamn fucking subcoat of fucking rotten milk, with fucking rancid fucking onions.
That vinegar smell.
That fucking vinegar smell. Some of them fucking folks smell so bad they left their pheromones on grass, and we knew they were there. I was like, fucking. I was like, damn, they were here. How'd you know, Vasquez? We smell the grass, bro. It stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's pretty bad when you just smell them over diesel.
Yeah.
I did this a couple times.
Some of those
Motherfuckers
types you can smell them.
stink.
You can smell them for
Yeah.
a photograph. You know?
Yeah, but apparently, if you don't like bad body odor, that's also an indicative of you being xenophobic. That's according to
That's them hippie motherfuckers.
That's on Daily Mail.
that don't wash, don't use deodorant, talking that bullshit. A fucking random bitch with fucking half a shaved head and pink hair and armpit hair.
Bread made from her yeast infection. You know?
Oh my god! Oh, I saw the cinnamon rolls one.
Oh no! No.
She made cinnamon rolls from her yeast infection and her breast milk.
Yeah.
And
I could live without that. Thanks.
her and her husband got thrush.
No.
Hell no, because you just ate a yeast infection, you nasty cunt. You ever seen him? I'm gonna send you those videos.
No,
I'm
I'm not gonna watch them.
I don't give a
You
fuck
sick.
what you watch. It's just gonna be in your fucking feed.
It's like a train crash. You can't look away, man.
I'll just delete that shit. I'll just delete that shit.
Horrifying.
That's fucking
What
terrible.
the fuck would you do that?
Just goes to show, fucking people, man.
Dude.
People. There's like this fucking lady that came out in the news not too long ago. She had an addiction to eating her husband's ashes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember if I sent that.
I
sent it to you.
Yeah, and it was like, and then I feel bad, you know.
Dude, I was like, oh, what a fat ass.
No, I sent it to you.
Yeah, to me.
I sent it to you. I sent it to both of you, I think.
Yeah, oh my god.
I sent it to Randy too.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
This is why aliens won't make contact, man.
No,
Because people like
would
that.
you?
Look at this. Fuck, these people are crazy.
well, it don't matter because those fucking.
Depends how big the aliens' tits are, but
It don't matter. You know, alien travel to Earth is like a fucking detail.
it's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be that low-ranking
Yeah.
private. That's why they crash all the time. So fucking low-ranking private with the shittiest vehicle in the motor pool. It's like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. You gotta go for the next 3 weeks. So it's like, fucking don't tell me I'm going to Earth. Yeah, you gotta go to Earth, man. That's it. You're low-hanging fruit, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta pay your dues. They sent them down here with the vehicle. They never PMCS'd.
Shit box of a
They-
fucking saucer.
A shit box of a fucking spacecraft. They fucking smashed into the fucking desert.
People ain't gonna anal probe themselves, man. Somebody's got to do it.
It's like you gotta go to Earth, bro. You gotta go fucking collect some samples from
Get
the
that
fucking
hillbilly butt sex.
the fucking troglodytes over there. Fucking go over there and fucking check those people out. It's like, God damn it, I don't want to go there. It's like, fuck, you're the fucking rookie, bro. Get on it.
Last two guys that went there fucking never came back.
They never came back. Yeah, exactly. Fucking pitter patter. Let's get at her. Shouldn't have fucking gotten drunk on the weekend. I fucking gave you motherfuckers a safety brief. You fucked
Drunk
it up.
and naked on staff duty. Yeah,
It's like you fucked it up. Get on the fucking craft. Take your ass down there. It's like, man, all right, well, take fucking vehicle 007. I was like, God damn it, that vehicle's fucked up. Dude,
It was deadlined yesterday.
deadline is fucking
looks like they fixed it. Fucking take it.
Take
It's already been dispatched.
it's dispatched. Take the BI from fucking number
Same
4.
fucking motor pool guys.
Fucking-
Is operator level.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Same
Level 1
bullshit.
maintenance, you bitch. Just
Level
get
1
it.
maintenance. Motherfucking no chalk blocks, no fucking, no goddamn drip pan.
Drip pan's full.
Yeah, that's the case.
Yeah,
It's fucking full.
fucking class 1 leaks everywhere, and it's just fucking won't go top speed, no AC. It's like fucking. Where are you going? I'm going from Bragg to Fort Gordon, Georgia. Yeah, 35 miles an hour on I-95, man. That's exactly what that is, bro. And they fucking come down here and fucking look at us going fucking.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, these
Eating
fucking
Tide Pods and
goddamn
shit.
fucking retards over here fucking. Look what I made with my period blood. Oh, fuck, I gotta get out of here. It's like, I got a dick. No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's like you're not a woman. I am a woman. I can give birth. You're a dude. Where's it gonna come out of? Your dick? Maybe. Yeah, it's like, oh fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the goddamn aircraft? I gotta get out of here. It's just, yeah. They fucking putter in here and they smash into the earth. And they end up in the fucking slab in some Air Force base, on some fucking tucked away under a mountain.
Oh my not.
Yeah. It's just fucking crazy. Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, they fly over fucking Israel. I was like, wait a minute, these fuckers are fighting, so they're fighting them because they think that, what's their problem? Well, apparently their God that they also believe in is, changed his views at some point. They went this way with that view. They stayed the same, and now they think that they're not right, and they think that they're not right, and now they occupy the same area. Now they're fighting each other. What?
What about these guys?
What about these other guys? These guys are
just
friends.
want oil.
These guys are friends with these guys, but they know that these guys have oil, so they back them up, and then that's how they're involved. I said, but what about these other motherfuckers? Oh, these guys think that they can bring democracy to all these other guys, so they would stop fighting and there'll be peace here. But they're doing it with weapons. Exactly. Ah, for fuck's sakes, man. It's like, and why do they hate these other guys coming over here? Well, because this country's horribly mismanaged, and all their people go over there, and they want to lower crime, so they open their fucking prisons and send all these people to these people, because these people are hippies. The fuck are hippies? Well, hippies are and round and round we go. And they're just fucking sitting there in fucking space in this fucked up spacecraft going like, I can't
These
do
people are
this.
definitely not ready for
It's like,
contact.
I can't fucking do this, and this fucking aircraft ain't gonna get me out of here fast enough.
Because as soon as you enter the fucking debris field, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's just like fucking the first thing they run into is a floating Tesla.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how you know. It's
Just driving through like
we're the goddamn trailer park of the cosmos.
Yeah.
They fucking come in and they're like, what the
Wait a
fuck
minute,
is that?
Yeah.
Didn't
It's like-
what was that freaking Seth MacFarlane sci-fi
What?
show? Orville.
Orville?
It was just like the humans see military service as very honourable. Ah, yes, the humans, the hillbillies of the galaxy.
Oh, yeah. It's like fucking bunch of half-painted fucking satellites and shit. They're like, why are they half-painted? Well, because they think that painting half of it white makes it classy. It's like fucking just debris.
Yeah.
Fucking bunch of debris of shit.
It's like a fucking razor field walking through that bitch. Fucking, can't get it off.
I was like, fuck it, eh? Like, it's like, what the fuck? It's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, that's the first thing they run into, a floating Tesla in space. They're like, for fuck's sakes, man.
That's the thing. Elon keeps talking about putting people on fucking Mars within the next 5 to 10 years. It's like, I'm very, 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 very curious what the fuck the math is of getting out of Earth's debris field. Because you can track planets, they're big and fucking bright and shiny, but the debris field is ridiculous. A lot of that shit's small. If you run into any one of those things, you're going to punch a hole in your fucking fuel tank and you're fucked.
So the debris field is but like one of many issues.
Yeah.
The fucking radiation belt.
Yeah. Earth's fucking magnetosphere only goes so far.
Which brings me to something I've been watching. Medical nanobots. Trials start in 2030. Which, incidentally, again on a related subject, I actually asked ChatGPT if medical nanobots could fix the cellular damage from radiation. Yes, they can.
Yeah, that's why we get all that goddamn fucking advertisement for
In
potassium chloride.
That's what the trials are.
Potassium chloride. Buy now in bulk. Potassium chloride.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need potassium chloride?
If anybody listening out there, potassium chloride will help with radiation.
What do I need potassium chloride for? What fucking goddamn fucking... Oh, my God.
Helps your body fight off radiation absorption. Why
It's
the
like
fuck
fucking... Why do I need 2-pound chloride and fucking... and an atropine injector?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? What are you guys selling me? Yeah, we're the solution.
Yeah.
You know?
Geiger counter. Buy one.
Fucking Geiger counter. Get your own. Yeah, fucking great.
He's got
Awesome.
Yeah,
You got a Geiger counter?
yeah, friggin' it was
Yeah,
to
because
chill
this
him
fucking
out.
moron has radioactive shit as decorations. I'm not fucking kidding.
It's safe levels, man.
Fuck off. He has what was that one thing you have from Chernobyl?
Fucking, it was a piece of a fucking medical box.
What? Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna
This
freaking
is the
hide
right-
it in like.
No, you
This
got
is
another
the
thing too. You got something from the fucking Trinity test site too, don't you?
Yes, Trinite. Yeah.
Motherfucker. That's it.
This is the right podcast. I'm glad I opened up my conspiracy theory.
That's why I got the fucking.
So I got no verification whether my shit's crazy or not. Because fucking goddamn Tarkov over here. Dude, oh, man.
But that's why I got the freaking the Geiger counter fucking said, look, it's fucking safe, and he's like, oh, I'm fucking
There's
good.
nothing safe about it.
We're so fucked. God.
Is your theory crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Is your theory also plausible? It's plausible.
Yeah.
Very. I think very.
I mean, it's certainly nothing to look forward to. I mean, it's going to suck across the board
Yeah,
for
no
everybody. You know?
I mean, I'm just saying all the pieces are there.
I have
Oh,
a
I
theory
agree.
that's probably a little bit more likely.
Spit it out.
Well, shut the fuck up and I'll get to it. Goddamn. Be mean. I've done shit to you.
You gonna talk about it or you gonna
fuck?
cry?
So shut the... That's it. I'm crying.
Ugh. You see what I mean? That's what I got.
So, we talked about it on the podcast previously about a company called BlackRock.
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
So, BlackRock is a wealth management company. They manage investments. They manage other people's wealth.
Mm-hmm.
What they manage is about 10% of the GDP of the planet. So they have more money in that one company than any other single organization in the world. So they have a ton of money invested. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. Like they got about $200 billion invested in Microsoft alone. And that's their heaviest investment, is Microsoft, $200 billion. So everything else is down from there. They're also invested in Apple, Nvidia, Coca-Cola, you name it, doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what stock market it's traded on. Japanese stock market, American stock market, German stock market, British stock market, Chinese stock market, doesn't matter. Every stock market. They have so much money tied into the global market that if they pulled out 5%, they would crash any economy they want. It's a lot of power in one company, in a private company that also has invested heavily in the American real estate industry. Pretty big reason why I saw the houses go up a couple of years ago, doubled in price, some of them tripled in price, is because BlackRock was buying all of them, and they didn't give a shit what they were paying. Paying 30% above market value, 40% above market value, 60% above market value, they didn't care, which is what drove up the price of a lot of these houses in a lot of these areas. BlackRock was buying them all out and then renting them. So nobody owns the houses anymore. You have to rent them from a company that's owned by BlackRock. So all this rental money going into BlackRock's coffers, and all the money from the stock market going into BlackRock's coffers, and that money in that stock market, that's the power. That's the power key. I'm telling you, that they pulled out like 5% of their investment, it'd crash an economy anywhere in the world. It's a hell of a weapon to have.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns BlackRock? Private guy, doesn't matter, the name doesn't matter. But who does BlackRock typically put their money and their support behind? American Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's my theory.
Well, there's a reason. Nancy Pelosi made $3 million off of her selling her stock in Visa.
Yeah.
The day before the fucking price shifted. Yeah, it's a miracle. She was approached by Charlie Kirk, I think. It was the fucking.
I don't think
It's the same thing with 3M stock before the freaking COVID crackdown.
Yeah.
She just bought a shit ton of 3M stock.
Same thing that fucking Bill Gates did with the fucking vaccine and the companies that were running it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now he started shit talking. He made close to 200 billion almost, just shy of 200 billion during the fucking pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then of course he's also was a frequent visitor of the Epstein Island.
Yeah.
And his wife left him over it.
Yes.
He's huge fucking scumbag. And he owns fucking most of farmland in the United States anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Does now. Yep.
So that's another fucking Lex Luthor right there, you know.
Well, he can't have much longer on this earth. He's getting up there in years. Then again, look at George Soros in the fucking
It don't
90s.
matter. It don't matter. They multiply or they fucking pass it on to somebody else and carry that legacy.
Yeah, true enough.
And be just as shitty. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. Those people don't go away. That's why freaking getting rid of those people don't really do much. Because
There's always somebody else.
There's always somebody else. It's just cutting the tail off a lizard, man. Just wasting your fucking time.
Yeah.
So it's just but yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean, I don't know what else have we left out. I don't know fucking what else is there to discuss. Fucking
Well, discuss a little bit about the strikes that are going on in the ports, but apparently they're coming to a close. If they come to a close.
look it up.
Yeah, I think they put a freaking pause on the strikes for like 90 days, which I think is a suspicious number.
fewer days than that to the next election.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the president has power to put him back to work for, I think, is 80 or something like that.
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I don't know where that power would come from.
From I said so. Oh, it's something to do with the Emergency Powers Act or something.
So the president can seize means of production.
That's something.
Because they did that during World War II.
They did that during COVID.
They seized the steel mills. Yeah, and they did it during COVID too. I don't remember what industry they seized.
Every fucking one that had manufacturing shit.
And Reagan did it.
Alcohol companies were making fucking...
Yeah.
Were distilling fucking hand sanitizers. Yeah. Fucking gun manufacturers were making fucking ventilators, nebulizers and ventilators, and they opened up their factories for other people to fucking work, and they did a lot of shit. It's the Emergency Powers Act, I believe it's called.
Reagan did it too during the 80s. He seized all the air traffic controllers.
Yeah, because they were going on strike.
That's right. They were going on strike. He federalized all of them. Yeah. So you are all now federal employees. You cannot strike.
Which is ironic, because DEI rules that realm nowadays.
The only other big news I think that's going on is...
I wish I got hired somewhere for being dark.
Port strike ends as workers agree to tentative deal on wages. And that's a day ago.
What were you saying?
I think the only other big thing that I touched on it earlier was Israel's freaking upcoming counter strike to Iran. Like I said, those nuke sites are gonna go, man. Why wouldn't they hit them?
We got a very... United States has a very robust plan to stop that from happening. Have you heard it? President said it a fucking while back. He said, don't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Freaking. But he said that to Iran, not Israel.
So, yeah, that's what I mean. He don't.
See, that's the thing. Israel... So
well played, sir.
What did Iran do to Israel?
They just fired a shit ton of rockets into them.
So if Israel goes after those nuke sites, like prudence would demand, incentivizes Iran to use them before they lose them.
Well, they don't have nukes yet. That's the point. They're dangerously close.
They said they were like a couple weeks out from actually having a completed device.
I don't know why the fuck they're trying to do that. They just buy the damn thing from Russia.
I don't know why. I don't know who's coming up with these timelines.
Yeah,
who the fuck's coming up with these timelines?
Yeah.
Well, either way, my point is, why wouldn't Israel blow those things away? And they asked Biden. They were like, "Freaking, what do you say about Israel friggin' attacking those nuclear sites?" And he was just like, basically said, "Don't."
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, friggin', yeah. They, friggin', they've done it before. Remember that dude who was on the Columbia disaster, that Israeli astronaut? Friggin', he was on that one raid that went over there. It was a badass fucking air raid, man. They fucking tiptoed through like 2 or 3 different countries, bombed the fuck out of Iran, and then
it was like a fucking
again.
like a goddamn fucking ace pilot, whatever, fucking 7 type mission. You're like flying through bubbles of AA coverage. You're like fucking shit. It's like old rudder flying.
So the IDF can totally pull it off. They've done it before.
Insane.
So that's the only other thing I can see that's worth talking about is this upcoming freaking Israeli freaking counterattack.
That's all right. The Iranians also had an astronaut.
Are you talking about that dude they blew up?
No.
Because I heard he got some altitude.
No, he didn't know where to point his ass when he prayed. I shit you not. This is real. Legit.
Really?
Yeah. He had a legit question to the fucking imam of his country. He was like, I'm going to space tomorrow. Where the fuck do I point?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Because as he's hurtling through space at fucking 7,000 miles an hour, fucking, he's got to point towards Mecca. So he's like, well, fuck. What the fuck?
Planet itself.
So the imam said, just point towards Earth. You'll be all right. Well, that'll suffice.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one.
I thought it was hilarious because I was telling the story. This is another podcast we were doing. I was like, well, we used to go overseas. Hotels used to have the overseas had the arrows that point to Mecca over the threshold of a door, like either the bathroom door or the main door on the inside. I was like, Mecca's that away. So back in the day, they used to put that shit so close to the bathrooms or on the bathroom, it was still within reach of the blow dryer. So I'll go over there and warm up the glue and just go.
Diabolical.
The thing is that I couldn't have been the only one, because they at one point I started going to different hotels and they started encasing them in fiberglass, like acrylic, like fiberglass windows, like and screwing them to the fucking wall. Because I mean, enough people may have gone over there and done the same thing. So it's
that's funny.
I'm sharing the room with nobody, so it's just like a joke to me. Like, I'm like, ha 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 ha. I was like, I wonder how many people it got.
I'm sure it did. At least one person. Somebody had to complain, so somebody must have knew.
Yeah, because probably somebody got walked into and they're like, "Fuck, what are you doing?" I was like, "I'm praying."
Right.
I was like, "What the fuck are you praying at?" And I was like, "I'm praying. I'm praying, bro. Fuck, give me a break." It's like, "No, you're pointing the wrong fucking way." It's like, "No, the fuck I'm not. Look at the arrow." Oh no, dude, that's wrong as shit. That's wrong as shit. In my room, it's that way. Yeah, because you're on the other side of the hotel, so obviously, it's like, nah, the motherfucker ain't a mirror. It's like, you're pointing the wrong way. It's like, who the fuck? There must have been enough people do it and enough complaints. That's where I draw satisfaction from. That's just pretty funny. You know, I mean, fuck them if they can't take a joke. I mean, you know. I remember my first one. It's like, it's the best thing I've ever done. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's like, I don't think I can top this. Oh shit. But I mean, that's all I got, man.
Yeah.
If you got anything else, I'll leave you guys with that little funny and just kind of, for some of you it may not be funny, but I mean, fucking,
you know, somebody got booty hurt.
Fucking my bad. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, fucking don't forget to share the content, like, subscribe, and I'll put a link to this documents and whatever on the description. Y'all can read it at your own leisure. There's a lot of shit going on. Like I said in the past, and like I've said before, we're not offering advice or anything, or actually telling you that this is in fact the thing. I'm just saying all the pieces are there.
Everything is opinion.
Everything is opinion. It's just not. I'm not telling you guys to go fucking empty the shelves from fucking toilet paper. I'm just saying, all the pieces are there for this thing to happen, and there's a pretty decent, a more decent chance that this is a possible thing. I mean, granted, this is it would be an unprecedented event in our history, but that's exactly what it would take to get our country to go along with all these other weird agendas that are being tossed around. But just do your own research. And if you guys find anything different, let me know. I mean, that's it. Y'all have a nice weekend.
Just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt road, thinking how it all looks hand-me-down.
Good Times is videotaped in front of a studio audience.